mundane. Graffiti had grown, b-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game, but a six emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight. Visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite. From the pages to the beats, a seamless blend. The sixth element, where two worlds transcend.
Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guiding the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
What up, y'all? Sixth Element in the building. We got a great show as always tonight. Corey Adger, what up? Salute. Let me mute this shit here. Hang on. All right. Yes, we got a good show today, man. We got Raw Talk on the way in. Stu Dog may or may not make it. And then we hopefully will have a bunch of people come in and talk to us tonight because we want to talk today about the Christmas boycott, the holiday boycott. Casual Toy Collector, what up, man? It's a movement going on in the United States right now, nationwide. Black, white, immigrant, natural, whatever. Cancel Christmas. You know what I'm saying? That's the move right now. Everybody is on that tip. So that's what we're talking about tonight, man. We're gonna talk about how is the boycott affecting collectors? Does collecting affect the economy enough to matter? Are we buying gifts? Are we gonna buy less for our collections during the boycott? How are we going to support, you know what I'm saying, as collectors, and how is it going to affect us and whatnot? And we got a lot to talk about, different people's, opinions on the matter. But also what I want to do today is I want to show you guys, look at this. Let me show you. Hang on. Let me bring this up. I want to show y'all how anybody can customize their joints without major art skill, without any sort of tools or equipment or anything crazy that, hang on, let me get that. There you go. A lot of people are like, I don't have the equipment, I don't have the tool. People think there's a lot that goes into it. You got to go to a hobby shop and all this. It's not necessary, man. Anybody can do this with very minimal equipment and supplies. And it's a great way. It's a great way to, all this stuff that I'm showing you right now, by the way, is customized, obviously. And I'm going to show you how anybody can do that. Some beautiful things, man. You know what I'm saying? Customize a figure for Christmas. Instead of buying a bunch of new stuff, turn what you have into something dope and new. Look at that. G.I. Joe Classified put out this figure, and it looked nothing like version 2 Storm Shadow. He does now. He's even got the hood bowed out and everything. What about this guy? Look nothing like the 80s version. Now he does. Now he's identical. Ain't nothing to it. Just a little bit of paint. A couple of these bad boys. It's all about the liquid chrome. So yeah, while we're waiting on the boys and stuff, when we're all talking, them fly in here in a moment. Momentarily. In the meantime, guys, the MCU has rewritten Avengers history with its latest trailer for Wonder Man rewrote the history for Avengers in this new image that they put out. And while the Avengers will return, obviously, with a whole new look, the team's tenure with Marvel Studios has included numerous changes over the last 17 years as movies and TV shows have added to the timeline. Another change seems to be on the way in 2026, according to a blink and you'll miss it moment from the newly released footage. Marvel Studios released this new trailer for Wonder Man ahead of its 2026 release on Disney Plus, and the trailer kind of teases that Simon Williams' quest to be cast in the rebooted Wonder Man movie, which will be directed by Von Kovac, played by Superman, and part of the footage includes a quick shot of Simon walking on a Hollywood set in front of a poster for Rogers the Musical, which was introduced in 2021's Hawkeye, and it's been teased in other, MCU projects. But the poster basically features 15 heroes from the Avengers roster, although not all of them can be easily identified. Obviously, throughout the silhouettes and whatnot, the poster is super far away, telephoto lens, these people, bro. But based on the silhouettes, it appears to include the original 6 heroes who assembled in 2012's The Avengers, the OG, with Iron Man and Captain America in the center. Vision and Captain Marvel seem to be kind of far off to the left, and the right side highlights Black Panther, Spider-Man, Rocket, Groot, Falcon, all that good stuff. Careful there, Logan. But the original Rogers the Musical put the primary focus on the original 6 heroes from the Avengers, but Ant-Man also made his way to the story. So Ant-Man, only part of the Battle of the New York during the time heist in the Avengers Endgame, and him and Tony Stark and Steve Rogers went to the Avengers Tower to obtain the Tesseract and the scepter, Loki's scepter. But Wonder Man will be in the MCU, obviously 2026, and it's a play on the fact it's kind of like it's like a satire on race swapping heroes. Like, they literally start out showing you like that Wonder Man was a Caucasian character to begin with, and now Hollywood is remaking the the character, and they're recasting, right? And so an actor who's African American goes in for the role, and people are like, oh, and so it's a whole thing, and it's obviously kind of poking fun at themselves for what a lot of people find a sign of the times, if you will, something very unique to now that happens in Hollywood. But the show will highlight the MCU's interpretation of a Hollywood life, basically, as Simon Williams and Trevor Slattery, who is the Mandarin in the original Iron Man 3, that everybody he thought was the Mandarin, ended up being just an actor, and so that actor has been seen later in the MCU. Now he's going to be in the Wonder Man movie as an actor, as the actor from the Iron Man, the whole thing. And so it's a reboot for the character known as Wonder Man, who has no fans. I mean, no one cares about this character, so which that's why they would do it. That's why they're using a character no one cares about to kind of play with. That's the way I see it anyway. There's no big Wonder Man fandoms out there as far as I know. But the show will have a full season drop on Disney Plus January 27th. And but yeah, the MCU is no stranger to Los Angeles. It's been the central locale for numerous of movies and TV shows. So for Wonder Man, Los Angeles and Hollywood could play, sort of roles in the movie, the cities themselves and whatnot. So again, the movie's kind of about all that. But the show seems to indicate that this Rogers musical will be made into a movie, which would naturally depict the Battle of New York the way the original musical told the story on stage in Hawkeye. So while much of the story does not differ significantly from the way that actual events actually unfolded in the real world, the movie's industry's impact on the story could have easily dramatized, what the MCU's general public remembers seeing in 2012. But early footage from Wonder Man is already featured multiple Avenger Easter eggs, making sure that fans feel Earth's mightiest heroes' presence throughout the 8-episode story. And this is also likely to include some insight into the general public's feelings about the team, and so as well their perceptions of the team's public image, which continues to evolve and change. But as for the comic world right now, the future of the Marvel Universe and the X-Men and Wolverine coming down with the Marvel Comics Armageddon event. It's a 4-part Wolverine series that starts it off in February 2026. Hang on. But yeah, it's called Armageddon. Sounds dope. And you know, it's not a Marvel Comics event if it doesn't have roots in multiple different pieces of Marvel lore. And Armageddon, the teased summer 2026 event that promises big changes across the entire Marvel Comics universe, the likes of which haven't been seen in decades, is already fitting into, you know, that proud tradition. And the initial announcement of the event referenced both the current Captain America comic book series and the events coming from the just completed Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion mini-series, which is dope. But the first Armageddon branded title will come from the X-Men side of the Marvel Universe. It's been revealed. And so February 2026 will see the launch of the 4-part Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon, which is written by Armageddon architect Chip Zdarsky, with art from Luca Maresca. But Zdarsky's dope. Let me see if I can show y'all the cover of this book. But yeah, I mean, per Marvel, the new series will reveal that the Weapon X program that created Wolverine is very alive and well, albeit in a new form, a corporation called Prime Warrior. And that, you know, has a familiar face working for it. The former Daredevil villain, and graduate of the same super soldier program that led both Captain America and all of the Weapon X, Nuke. And given that Nuke isn't exactly the greatest advertisement for super soldiers, as anyone who's read the classic Daredevil storyline Born Again is all too aware, this isn't, you know, the kind of thing that will bode well. But let me show you what the book looks like. Mark Spector slid through. What up, homie? So we almost don't need them now with printing and design. My man AGC, what up? Was popping, chilling. We doing the thing. What's up? Yes, let me throw this up for you guys real quick. And then we're gonna look at we're gonna check out this the Boycott, man, because I want to learn more about it. I want to show you more about it. But that is Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon, issue 1. And it's part of like I said, of a larger event that is Nuke and Wolverine. And yeah, we can't be the only people who've noticed the strange running theme with what we know about Armageddon so far, right? It's been linked to Zdarsky's Captain America, which launched with a story about America's super soldier program creating a cap that we didn't know about in the earliest part of the 21st century, followed by a story including superheroes created by government programs, and the Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, which ended with the origin boxes, technology literally created with the intent of transforming regular people into superhumans, entering into the Marvel Universe. And so now this new Wolverine series, reactivates the Weapon X program in a new form. Marvel has, teased the Armageddon event by saying that, quote, it will impact the entire Marvel universe, changing the face of Earth's mightiest heroes in a way not seen since Avengers Disassembled. So keep that in mind. Go check that out if you're not aware or familiar with Disassembled, the event that redefined the team for the 21st century, basically. And so could it actually be a story about a superhuman arms race that will literally change the power dynamic of the fictional universe, courtesy of all new superpowered beings popping up everywhere? Road to Armageddon starts with super soldiers, starts with the Weapon X program. Zdarsky said in a statement, he said, Wolverine is going to kick off the end of everything for readers of Captain America. This is essential for readers who want to know where the Marvel Universe is going. Same. I'm pretty thrilled to get to tell this massive story. starting in Cap and really kicking off here in Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon. End quote. 4-part series launches February 18th, 2026. And it looks crazy. What's good? What's good? All right, now before we get into that joint, X-Men 97 season 2 trailer giving us 3 new supervillains. Well, revealing anyway. The trailer confirmed these new villains coming to the hit animated series right now. So 2026 will be the return of X-Men 97, the spiritual successor to the dope beloved X-Men the animated series of the 90s. In this season, the second season is going to see plenty of the same, characters, obviously, coming back. But as part of this, as the 2020-25 New York Comic-Con festivities, the X-Men 97 pulled the tarp off some brand new, never before seen trailer footage to show, the upcoming second season. And it's about 2 minutes. It was a little sneak peek with, that everybody could see. So, but one key element that has fans, talking still is the teaser's inclusion of 3 new to the series villains set to arrive. And one of my favorite all-time mutant villains, Omega Red, was one of the several X-Men villains teased at the end of X-Men 97 season 1. We saw him fighting Bastion's grunts in the show's finale, but to say that he was a major big bad would be a stretch. The character will seemingly take a more prominent role here in season 2, and he hopped up for a split second during the New York Comic-Con trailer. So with carbonadium tentacles whipping around toward the camera, looks pretty dope. Now, then you had Omega Red is a former Soviet super soldier who was experimented on, by the Soviets, and was subsequently fused with a metal known as carbonadium, kind of the Soviet counterpart to Wolverine, right? Fused with adamantium, he's fused with carbonadium. These guys always clash, they always fight. He definitely Wolverine's one of his most formidable nemesis as he continues to fight to rule over both his homeland and the world. And then, of course, we have Sabretooth, which I think is Stu Dog's favorite. And Omega Red is one villain, often connected to Wolverine about as much, maybe not as much as Sabretooth is definitely Sabretooth is definitely Wolverine's sort of nemesis number 1. So it's dope to see him coming back. And then Lady Deathstrike is another one who is also another Wolverine nemesis. Basically, she always hated him from his whole Japan thing. He fucked her whole family up and shit. But yeah, she's right there next to Sabretooth in the trailer. And they all have their claws, and that's kind of their thing. But one can likely assume that this alliance with Lady Deathstrike and will be Sabretooth, and maybe I'm hoping that's going to lead all to, Mr. Sinister. But in the comics, Lady Deathstrike is the daughter behind the daughter of the man behind the adamantium bonding process that created Wolverine. And so after Wolverine kills her father, she vows to take revenge. And of course, and hunts him down, coating her own bones with adamantium to kind of try to, make herself able to stand toe to toe with Logan. Hang on, y'all. I'm trying to get these images up here. How many of y'all are familiar with the Three the Hard Way show? What up? Absolutely. Yes, because we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the holiday boycott, the Christmas boycott, the Thanksgiving. I call it the holiday boycott because honestly, and this ain't new to me. Like I've been canceled Christmas. I canceled Christmas years ago, and I'm like, you know, always one of the only people in my family, one of the holdouts, or one of the oddballs for so long, and now finally everybody's woke the fuck up. Fuck up, man.
What up?
Motherfuckers
What up?
realizing the realities of things.
True indeed.
True indeed.
There's an echo, slight echo.
Is it?
Now can you hear me now? All right, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. All right. I gotta show y'all footage from my phone, but let me grab my charger. Hang on.
What up, everybody in the chat? Corey, Mark, Spectre Comics, EGC Divine, Casual the Toy Collector. Word. What's up with y'all fellas? Who else is up here? I ain't see. Okay. Word. Yeah, we're gonna get into this. We definitely want to get into this because I am boycotting every goddamn thing.
Yeah, bro. I mean, to me, like I said, I boycotted Christmas a while ago for the same reason. Like I always saw it as a corporate holiday created by major corporations. I mean, Santa Claus, the whole image that we have of Santa Claus was literally created by the Coca-Cola company.
Facts.
That's a fact. Big fat Santa that you see everywhere, that's a Coca-Cola image.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean the whole thing is a joke, man.
And people don't even know what Black Friday is too. Like Black Friday, any company that's been teeter-tottering on the red, meaning that they're in the red, meaning that their revenues didn't come up to par for that quarter or that year. That means they need the money. That means if they're in arrears on a lot, like they lost money. But Black Friday is the day for all the companies to be back in the black, meaning at a good standing so they can get a tax write-offs and stuff that will increase their revenue and stuff. They can pay their shareholders and get these bonuses. Okay. So if you want Mr. Cox to get his bonus this year, keep paying for this motherfucker on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Or even at Christmas or what have you. And I know a lot of people are out there saying, yo, I'm going to buy all my stuff up now before. That don't make a difference. You're doing the same thing. You're just doing
everybody doing it. Yeah, a lot of people do that. You still giving them their revenue.
Exactly.
The whole idea is to starve them of their revenue, right? It's not. And here, I instantly people hit me. They were like, "Oh, but I want to celebrate Jesus and all." It's like, listen, if that's your thing, go ahead. That don't cost no money, does it? You don't have to buy shit to celebrate Jesus. You can have Christmas. You can have Thanksgiving. You can get together with your family. You can do other stuff. You don't have to go to the store, go to the mall, go to the big departments, go to Amazon, spend all your money, max credit cards out, save up all year and all this shit just to buy a bunch of shit you don't need, to spoil some kids who don't know shit about the earth and what's going on in the world, at all. So take this year to teach your kids about the realities of life and the economy and everything. I mean, you don't have to. And if you have real little kids, you really be ashamed of yourself. They don't give a shit about money. They don't care how much something costs. They would rather play a game than get a toy. They'd rather spend time with mom and dad than get a big, device that they don't fucking know. They don't know what shit costs. They don't care. And it's more about keeping up with the Joneses anyway. A lot of these rich people and a lot of people with money, they're just buying shit because they know if they don't, their neighbors and their friends will look at them crazy, and then they got to buy the most, and then they got to compete in all this, and the only one winning obviously is the corporations.
True.
And so these corporations supporting the Republican or the Trump administration and all that, whether you, but like a lot of people want to put this on as a political thing. Trump canceling, Snap and EBT getting canceled, and people, for me, like I said, I've been canceled Christmas. I've been saw this as a scam. It's for what it is.
Facts.
My kids get everything they need. Your kids need something, buy it for them. What's this Christmas? Why do we have to do this big, shopping craze on Christmas? Who made that up? That has nothing to do with Jesus. It has nothing to do with any sort of pagan holiday. It's got nothing to do with any religion whatsoever. It definitely, you know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with your family. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. But people have in their mind, they've combined that, Christmas and buying gifts and all that shit as like that has to do with family and all this. And people lost their way, man. They lost the whole reason for shit.
Yeah, nobody paid attention to Charlie Brown's Christmas and stuff. Nobody paid attention to the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Nobody pays attention to all that. They, it's like the corporations laugh at you. They throw it in your face too.
Yeah.
They know, oh, you're gullible and stupid. So we're gonna keep bashing you with all this commercials. Oh, Diamond is a girl's best friend, not knowing that the beers, made that whole situation up.
The whole thing of getting married and having a diamond, that's some made up shit.
Yeah, a diamond is actually worthless. There's kids in Sierra Leone right now kicking diamonds across the streets. You can find them everywhere over there.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, when do we?
They just hold back the diamonds in a vault and make you think they're rare by not flooding the market with them.
Exactly.
That's all it is. They're not rare at all.
They're conflict and blood diamonds as well. Like, yo, people are dying over these things.
Why do you think that? Why do you think that everything is all about gold? Like money, the price of gold, and all that is the basis of shit. It's not diamonds.
You know what was valuable?
Federal Reserve ain't got diamonds. They have gold.
You go to any jewelry company, store, whatever, a jeweler, and you say, hey, I got this nice $10,000 diamond ring I want to sell. They're gonna say, well, what is the band? What is the band made of? And what is the carat of the band?
Yeah, right.
The diamonds, they don't care. They're saying the diamonds, they don't care about the diamonds. They care about what it's set in.
Yeah, the gold, the weight.
Yeah, the gold, if it's gold, platinum, or silver. And they give you the market value for the gold, platinum, silver. The diamonds, they can care less about. I mean, of course, they're going to resell it because that's what they do if you pawn it off to them. But I think you're not going to get what you paid for it.
No.
So, but even with toys and things of that nature, because we are collectors,
right?
I've been boycotting just like you, but I did it in a different way because they no longer make what I collect. I got to deal with guys who actually,
already own the shit.
Already own an exchange. We're doing exchange and buying and stuff like that. So it's like when you go vintage, those things are not in production unless they reproduce it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I can say I'm guilty of buying the Super 7 O-rings because there are certain characters I never got to have or they never made. So I got that. But otherwise, I'm not buying anything. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's just, I told my sons, I'm like, look, you got to earn what you want. And at this point, don't look for Christmas. Don't look for none of that because y'all get what y'all need anyway from me when y'all need it. So I don't feel that I need to put up a tree or do all this shit anymore because it makes no sense. It's like you're burning money. Like people who put up lights and stuff. I know you want festivity. You want to be festive. You want to have that feeling of, I call it accurate depression. Whereas, because we're saying everything wrong. To depress is to get rid of the frustration and the pressure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're using it as something, oh, you're depressed. No.
You're oppressed.
You're pressed. You need to depress. You know what I mean? So, so my thing is like, okay, I understand you want that aura of the family and Christmas and stuff like that, even Thanksgiving with family, but know what it truly is to have family around where do a potluck. Everybody bring a dish from their house that they're excellent in, and you sit and eat together, and you don't have to go out and buy no turkeys and none of this crap. You know what I'm saying? Bring what you know how to make. Let's have a potluck, and let's talk about building within the family. Let's talk about, we didn't spend on Christmas, so we pulled this money together as a family and made a business out of to make more money so we can insulate ourselves from the bullshit that is our government.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then once you get to a certain level, then maybe you could treat yourself here and there. But even that, by that time, your mind is so wired and framed in a certain way it wouldn't even matter.
Right.
Instead of buying toys, you're buying land.
And as for I know casual toy collector, a lot of people feel this way too. Like, they have their kids and I know for me, a lot of us 80s kids, especially 80s kids, like Christmas was a big deal. Christmas was a big deal nationwide. Like everything changed. The stores, everything changed. Like it was a whole time of season, and it was a big thing, and you got excited, and it was a whole thing. And like, you feel like your kids are going to miss out on all that. But here's the thing. Nobody's saying don't do all that. We're just saying don't buy into the Black Friday nonsense. Don't go shopping crazy. You don't have to buy a bunch of new shit. Christmas back in the day, they used to string popcorn and shit. It was all about making shit, and people made gifts for each other. And like then sometime in the 50s or something like that, like corporate companies like started dipping in and being like, let's bank on this. Like, and yeah, from cooking to food items and whatever, to decorations, to gifts and all of that. And everybody wanted to get in on it until it became, and then they started like pressing you to get in on, like, you have, this year, get your shit together, get your gifts together, start shopping early. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like, and if you didn't do it, like, your neighbors would be like, what's this guy's was he a Satanist? He doesn't have Christmas lights up. What's going on over here? Like all that kind of shit. He's a communist over here. Like that's what they would do. And they would like, they created it into this big into this big thing that you feel you have to do. And we get so stressed about it, and we really drive ourselves nuts about it every year. Like I see people literally shaking and shit, getting mad. Like, look at the riots and the fights in stores. Motherfuckers trampling each other to get Tickle Me Elmo and all that.
Yeah. And it's like,
make an ass of yourself.
I tell everybody, it's like Christmas. Well, for one, we were the first real true experiment in consumerism. The 80s, 70s, late 70s kids and the early 80s kids. Because that's our age. Where if you're in the between 40 and 60 bracket, you're that consumerism, brainwash manipulation. Those tests was ran on us through commercials and cartoons. Okay, because they were the for the toys we buy, the commercials and cartoons was the advertising.
Right.
So I always say that we were the first experiment. So when you said that we look at our kids and we say, I wish they had the Christmas that we had, we got to put it in our mind, they're never going to have the Christmas we have because they never grew up the way we grew up.
Right. The world is different. Like, I think about a lot of the shit that my son misses out on that we had. It's so many things they miss out on that we got, that they just don't get now. And that Christmas vibe and all, that's part of it. That's one of the things. And it became so corporate that whole spirit of Christmas, I lost. I thought it was because I grew out of it. It's just gone.
Yeah. And then you look at the commercials, bro. They're not gearing it towards the young people, these commercials. They're gearing it towards us still. They're gearing it towards us still. Because they know, hey, we did our brainwashing on these people. They're going to come out.
Right. These are the ones.
And they're going to, spin on their kids. And their kids is going to look, that's what mommy and daddy did. Whatever, we'll join in. Whatever. But at the end of the day, if we hold back and say, F all that, our kids are going to look like, our parents is on some new shit. Let's pay attention to this because they're on to something.
Yes.
You understand? Like our generation X is a symbol for the 10th generation or the unknown. We know the X to be the unknown.
Right.
So that's why we're so pivotal in all of this. We are the foundation of all that's coming in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We move the needle. Gen Xers move the needle. We say yay, it goes. If we say nay, it stops. Why? Because we're the catalyst. We're the ones right now. It wasn't the boomers.
No.
It's us now.
The boomers are the ones that called us Generation X because they thought we didn't count. We were the apathy generation. They thought we were going to fail and all this.
Yeah, and we're the ones who had it the roughest as far as okay.
No, not the boomers. It was the World War II generation. My bad.
Well, they call them the boomers too.
Really, our boomers are like my parents.
Yeah,
that's what boomers. Baby boomers are people that had my generation.
It's between our grandparents and our parents. That
depending on your age,
yeah. So, but at the same time, it's like we have to understand that. Look, in order for us to have a real movement, the Gen X's got to, and most of us, we're on the same page, but we're in different lives. We're living different lives, of course. We have our own life, but you ask any Gen Xer, we think the same way because we're the ones who had to teach ourselves certain things. We were latchkey kids. Yo, we had to learn certain things these kids don't have to learn. Oh, they know the strangers at young ages. Look, that person over there is not right. We can point it out.
Right.
We went to the stores at 8, 9 years old, going food shopping by ourselves for our parents. We did all this stuff. You understand? We had to cook for ourselves because sometimes if we're in a single family or both parents was working or what have you, we had to cook for our siblings and stuff like that.
Bro, I was all over town. I was all over town as a kid, like jumping on the bus and shit. I can't imagine. I never could have let my kid do that.
Not now.
Nope.
No. But we did it. We on the other side of the island. Like it's crazy.
Yep.
But
this is one of our boys here, Black Genghis, responding here on Instagram. Shout out to Black Genghis. He said, I think collectors have to decide where to stand. Some folks work really hard. They don't want politics to affect their peace of mind. I get it. I can relate. Not everyone is built for boycotting. That said, the more people that can send the message, the better. If collectors know people who have something to say about the current state of affairs, then they should encourage the same friends to speak with their wallets. That means no Black Friday sales, no pre-orders, no coupons, no non-essential purchases whatsoever. Send the message. Gifts, show up in person and spend valuable time and re-gift extras or pieces of your collection no longer needed, etc. You know what I mean? And that's part of like what I'm saying about the customizing, man. Like if you, for me, when I customize sometimes when I customize a figure, when I turned, like for example, when I turned this, when I turned the way they made it into this, I felt like I had a new figure.
Yeah,
I was super excited once I finished him. Once I was done, and I was like, okay, dope. That's a new figure. You know what I'm saying? It's more what I wanted. It looks more how I wanted it to look. It's just better in every way. You know what I'm saying? And so like you can still get that same feeling of buying a new figure if that's what you need, or you know what I'm saying, getting something new by literally customizing something you already have. And it's very easy. You know what I'm saying? Like none of this stuff took a whole lot of equipment or supplies or artistic talent or anything,
or we being collectors. I know we go through a period where we buy and put in bins. Why don't you open up the bins? Let the Black Friday be open the bins Friday.
Right. Or open your packages.
Go back into those racks and whole bunch of toys you have and enjoy. See what you can re-gift, see what you can take and display. Really dwindle down on what you really don't need. Look at yourself in today's time and say, hey, I really don't need this because I just bought a brand new version that's way cooler. Let me get rid of the old version. Let me stay up to date and current and make myself more fluid in my collecting. Let me do that, because truth be told, once you get that newer version, the older version, what do you need it for? In a sense,
Right.
as far as collecting is concerned, I understand nostalgia. I understand that perfectly. But if you got 100 Optimus Primes, I don't understand.
You don't need another one.
Yeah, you don't need it.
And you don't have to buy 10 just because it's a troop builder. You don't have to buy 15 of them. Buy 3. Call it a day. 4. You gotta have 2 on each side. Like, just chill the fuck out. You don't need, because 9 times out of 10, you're buying all this shit. Most of it sits in a box. Most of it sits. You can't display it all. So you're spending money, and it's not like we're saying don't spend your hard-earned money how you want to, and it's not like we're saying don't ever buy this stuff. We're saying chill for a minute. We're saying take this year off. At least finish 2025 without spending another penny with these assholes. Make them feel it. There's a react. Right. Well, there's a real good example of how they're going to react. You remember Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
They canceled Jimmy Kimmel. Motherfuckers start canceling Disney Plus subscription. All the white people, they just canceled their Disney trips and all this and cruises and all this. A few days later, Disney was like, fucking Warner Brothers was like, my bad. Yeah, we love Jimmy Kimmel. Put his ass right back on the air like nothing happened, bro. Yeah. They felt that shit in their pot. They lost $6 billion that week.
Yeah. And they're going to lose a lot more. Look at Target. Target has lost billions. Just off how they, they're not having it. So it's like, yo, if you really look at it, we're the ones that control how the economy goes with our spending. If we don't like the way the economy is going, stop spending for now, just to prove to them that you motherfuckers don't run shit we do.
Right. We do.
That's all you have to do.
That's all it is. We just letting them know. We just let them know. We just letting them know. Just let them know. That's it. Just let them know. Just let them know that we run shit. They don't control us. They can't make us spend no money with them.
Yeah. And as far as the troop building, if you're not in it, like, I mean, I understand people like to have their setups. If you got more than your setup allows, you need to do what you have to do to lighten the load. And if you're not a photographer, because a lot of guys do it so they can take pictures of their shelving or how their dioramas are and stuff. Yeah, if you're not doing that, start doing that. Go say, if you intended upon making some pictures and posting it online, why don't you take this time to not buy anything, but go back into your collection. Take those pictures you always wanted to take with your army build. Do that. That's something you can spend time on, and it takes your mind off of wanting to purchase. You're just enjoying your collection. You're enjoying what your labor has provided you. Right. You understand? And learn to enjoy what your labor has provided, because next thing you know, time goes down the way, you know, you're looking at it like, yo, I got all this shit and I wasted all this time because I never went back to it. I never enjoyed it. I just kept buying and buying. Next thing you know, you're 80, 90 and you're selling this shit off and never enjoyed it. Never even enjoyed it. It's like, you know, that's how I feel. Sometimes, you know, it's collecting is definitely a, you know, personal thing. Some people like to slab up comics. Me, I feel like you're wasting your comic. It's in a slab, you know, you can never enjoy it. Facts. I like to reread. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, like, the cover is great, but what about everything inside of it? You don't want to ever experience that again. Like, I don't know, but like, some people slab one up, buy one to read, buy a facsimile, whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's all kinds of ways to do it. You can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. It's super personal. You can personalize it. Let me see if I can get some of these to play. Let me see if y'all can hear. I wanted to add to that real quick. Oh, yeah. What I'm beginning to do as an exploration of my collection, I'm setting up dioramas and stuff to take pictures so I can create a photo album, like a coffee table book of my collection. Yes. Just in case I say, hey, I don't need this stuff in my house no more, and I want to sell my collection. At least I have a book that shows, yeah, I had this stuff, G. This is what I had. Yo, peep this out. Peep what I felt when I bought this, because I'm breaking it down with writing and everything. My coffee table book, it would be like the things that I loved about G.I. Joe, O-Ring characters, and the whole thing, comics and everything. So that's my little project. Little by little, I'm doing it. And at the end of the day, by the time I sell my collection, I'm gonna have my book. And if I really want to look back, I could look at my book like, yo, I really went crazy and I did this, and this took me a while to get this figure. Yo, this is the greatest thing. And not for nothing, it's a catalog that you could pass to your kids, and your kids say, well, this is what dad was into. He illustrates it perfectly in his book. This is what he loved. This is his documentation of his hobby.
Right.
And you know, that shit, it goes a long way, man. You know?
Right.
Word up.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy on Instagram. He said buy from individuals, not corporations.
Facts.
I'm saying buy from people, buy stuff that's already like collectibles that are already vintage, already out. You don't have to pre-order new stuff. Like this is the time. Honestly, you ever have you got a list of stuff that it's all old school stuff, it's back order stuff. Maybe you're like me, you're someone that buys new figures as they come out, but there's a bunch of like older stuff that you've always put on the back burner because you got to spend your money on the new stuff. So now's the time to buy those older figures. Now's the time to go back and buy the stuff that's on eBay, the aftermarket stuff, or wherever, not eBay maybe, but find people, whatever it is. But yeah, this would be the time to do that. It's just the whole point is don't spend your money at these stores on new shit. I don't know if y'all can. I don't know if y'all be able to hear this.
Grandparents tell them the kids don't need nothing. We don't need shit. We got TVs in our house. We don't celebrate Christmas this year.
Can you hear that? Does it sound real good?
Yeah, we could hear it.
Does it sound crappy?
Well, on his end, but we can get the gist.
No, I want it to sound good. Hold on. Because I can make it sound good.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you know what? This would be the easiest way right here. Because I couldn't get these videos to email or send to me because they were so large. Yeah. Let's see. This would work right here.
Your aunties and your uncles and your grandparents, tell them.
Oh, don't play. Hold on. All right. Just do it like this. Play it, bitch.
Your job is to tell your aunties and your uncles and your grandparents, tell them, I don't need nothing, the kids don't need nothing, we don't need shit. We got TVs in our house. We're not celebrating Christmas this year. We're not celebrating Christmas this year. We're not celebrating Christmas this year. We're not celebrating Christmas this year.
My bad.
I need you. Your job is to tell your aunties and your uncles and your grandparents, tell them, I don't need nothing, the kids don't need nothing, we don't need shit. We got TVs in our house, we got phones in our hands, we got laptops, we got computers. We don't need no more jewelry. We don't need no.
Yeah, it was actually better when you had it off of the phone.
Was it really?
We don't need it. We're not celebrating Christmas this year. Tell your kids right now, look, this is for your greater good. This is for the sake of your future.
Does it sound like it's too loud?
So your vote
It's actually good. We can hear him clearly. It's not too loud.
your rights
Right here?
for women's rights.
It's good.
South.
Oh,
So that you'll be able to afford a house so you can invest.
I thought you said you couldn't hear it this way. It's good.
Christmas this year.
Yeah, at first.
Now look, this is for your greater good.
Well, yeah, this is what I was trying. This is what I was trying to say anyway. Hang on.
We don't need no more jewelry. We don't need no.
Ain't that some shit?
We don't need no more clothes. The overconsumption has already gone too far anyway. We don't need it. We're not celebrating Christmas this year. Tell your kids right now, look, this is for your greater good. This is for the sake of your future. This is so your vote matters. So you want to get gerrymandered. This is for your rights, for women's rights, for you to be able to be yourself. So that you'll be able to afford a house so you can invest so the economy doesn't tank. We are not celebrating Christmas. Every corporation needs to feel this. Every single one. I don't want to see nobody out on Black Friday. Them deals ain't that good anyway. When the last time a Black Friday deal got you out your goddamn couch? Come on now. Cyber Monday, turn the goddamn computer off. Don't even go on Amazon. Don't even go on Amazon, man. For real, we not celebrating Christmas. On Thanksgiving, me and a couple other people have been planning on feeding the homeless or just going out and doing something for charity. So I can't say that I'm not going to be out buying food. But Thanksgiving, we don't need a big Thanksgiving. We don't. We don't need a big, huge Thanksgiving. And I need y'all to spread this word. Please, please spread the word. We are not doing it. We hitting them everywhere. Dude, your job is to tell your aunties and your uncles and your grandparents.
Word. And a lot of people think it's just only Black people saying this. It's everybody. I mean, I think everybody should join it. It doesn't matter your race, color, creed, whatever. Everybody need to go against the corporations. It's time. It's time. It's well past time.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. All races, bro. Look, everybody getting it.
And in case you did not know, Christmas is motherfucking canceled this year.
word up.
I'm not spending money, people. If you don't need something, do not buy it. Shopping local, don't do it. Like, I'm sorry to all the business owners. I'm in the service industry, and I think people should not be eating out. Like, we are all going to have to get uncomfortable if we're going to make any change. So yeah, Christmas is fucking canceled. If you really feel the need to buy something, and I might do this, to be honest, get your kids a nice advent calendar and call it a fucking year. And in case you do not know,
And I want people to know I'm a conservative dude. You know, that's my nature, how I see the world and how things should operate per se. I mean, I understand some liberal parts, but for the most part, I'm a conservative dude.
Yeah.
And even I love capitalism to a point where it's not abusive.
Even the conservatives and the capitalists are appalled by what this guy's doing.
It's abusive.
Yeah, it's
you know, when you take capitalism and make it an abusive tool, that's where I draw the line. So it's like I feel even conservatives, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, or whatever, independent or whatever, you should be appalled at the corporations. One, they pay our representatives to do what they do by ignoring our what we need, because we the people need what we need. Okay, we want our government to operate a certain way for respect for the country and itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want them to abuse in the process, right? So the only way we can get these motherfuckers' attention and let them understand how things are is through the pocket, because that's the only discussions they ever have in those halls of government. It's all about money, numbers. They don't care about humanity. It's kind of effed up that these Congress people and the administration is still getting fucking paychecks, and you got military, you got government workers who are not getting paid. That's some bullshit right there. And I'm gonna say this, and I want to apologize ahead of time. That's when bodies should hit the floor in our government, literally. Presidents, vice presidents should hit the guillotine, because no way in hell You're supposed to be receiving checks, being paid. All our representatives who don't represent us, they're getting paid while the people who moved this country, literally moved this country, are not getting paid. That's disgusting. And that's treasonous, in my opinion. And you know, you should have some military tribunals over that. Like, yo, these people should lose because they're actually killing people through this. Imagine you got an aunt, uncle, grandparent, or whatever who needs that government aid that they worked their life off for.
Right.
They're not getting it, and then all of a sudden,
You definitely ain't gonna get it.
come on, and they pass away, or something else happened to them. Yo, that's murder. That's straight murder, and they causing it. Our government, I don't care what side of the aisle, they're causing it.
So let me get this straight. UPS fires 34,000 people, and Amazon fires 30,000. There's 64,000 employees without a job before the holidays. And that should show you right there that we should cancel Christmas and Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's how we hurt them. Y'all don't see that yet? That's how we hurt them. We don't go out. We don't go out shopping for turkeys and hams and all this stuff for Thanksgiving and Christmas and presents. That's how we get them back. Because I'm pretty sure y'all was banking on those bonuses so y'all can buy Christmas presents and Thanksgiving dinner. But guess what? Just cancel the whole 2 holidays. That's how we get back at them. Are y'all with that or what? If not, they're going to continue to do the same thing they've been doing. These people do not care about y'all.
Yep.
They fire y'all right before the holiday season, and SNAP benefits are cut. Make it make sense, y'all. They showing us they don't care.
Yeah, I think Christmas is canceled this year.
I think even New Year's. Don't go out celebrating popping bottles.
None of it, bro.
None of it is done. 2026 is the new age of, look, you're listening to the people or else. We the people or else. That needs to be the new slogan. Hashtag that. Send that out. We the people or else. Let that be known on this channel today. I want y'all to hashtag this shit on Instagram.
Word.
Everywhere. We the people or else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There it is. Matter of fact, I'm grabbing my phone now and I'm gonna post that shit right now. Word up. Because it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. These people, they want our votes. We put trust into these people, and they turn around and fuck us all the way.
Every time.
So yes, there's some argument that the people who are actually working in these companies, they'll lose. Look, we gonna all lose together then. We all gonna lose together. How about that? One for all for one. That's how America needs to be against these corporations. It'd be a pleasure and it would be beautiful if everybody stopped working for a whole week. Like, yeah, fuck it. Nobody goes to work. We all call out sick, damn it. For the whole week, we all got motherfucking corporate pneumonia. We'll call it, since they want to do COVID, we calling out shit corporate pneumonia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kona. That's what we're going to call that shit. Kona. We got Kona. God damn it.
Sick of this shit, dog. I'm sick of this shit. That's what I'm saying.
Word up. And we all call out all week. Show that'll show these motherfuckers up something awful. They'll be like, oh shit, we fuck with the wrong people.
Gotta wake them up.
Wrong America.
Gotta wake them up. They gotta see. They gotta understand. It's the only way that we gonna, that they gonna hear us.
Yeah.
And they gonna hear us.
Especially the toy industry as well. With all these crazy outlandish prices. I know how much they get certain things made for. All these owners and stuff to say, oh, we pay for all these these what you call it, the what did Bobby say? You know how much it costs for us, the molds cost, but yeah,
The molds, right?
a lot. It costs you a lot, but you breaking it down into the price to the people. Your people are paying it regardless. You think a business is gonna say, "I'm gonna pay $100,000 for a mold and I'm gonna eat that"? Bullshit. You can bullshit the best, but you can't bullshit me.
Mm-hmm.
I know how this works in manufacturing, Bobby Valor, and any other toy maker. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Mm-hmm.
The cost goes down into the the consumer. Okay, yeah, you may lighten your prices, but that only tells me that you're getting it for a cheaper price than what you're doing. Because there's no way, as a capitalist, that you're gonna eat everything that you put out. That's going against capitalism. That goes against business in a sense. You understand? So when
Mm-hmm.
they say, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm eating," no, you're not eating it because it's your job not to, because it's your business. Your business is to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you could do it in a way where you let the people know transparently, yo, I actually get these action figures made for $6. That's why I'm able to get you guys at the lower price point. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? When it costs me to go to make these a little bit, maybe $7, $8, then that's when I gotta bump up the end cost at $7 or $8. I mean, $2 more, or what have you. The packaging costs me. This costs me. But remember, the consumer eats it all. That's why you're called a consumer, because you eat it all. You consume whatever was put out in the initial making of a product. That's how they make their money. Okay.
We're bred consumers. They created us as consumers. That's
Yeah,
our
yeah,
whole. I mean, look, America is a company. It
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, as an empire, as an empire state. It's the and it has a product. I mean, America's a company, and its product is the consumer. It's
Yep.
us. We are the product of the American company. We're the product that it makes. It creates us. And what do? We consume what all the rest of the world makes. Everything is imported here. Even the shit that we can make and create ourselves, even the shit we can grow right here, we still import it all. Because why? Because we are a business and we are the product. And if our product isn't doing well, our business is doing well. So they need us to be consuming the rest of the world's products because that's the business model. And what we can do, because I don't know about you, but I'm not a product and you're not going to use me as one. So I'm going to say fuck you and not consume because I have that choice. And that's all that we're telling y'all. We're not telling you to not celebrate Christmas. We're not telling you to hate Jesus. We're not telling you to tell your kids Santa ain't real. We're not telling you none of that. Tell your kids Santa Claus is an immigrant and ICE don't fucking want him here and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, let your kids know what time it is, man. But honestly, man, it's time. It's way past time, bro. And I personally, me as a collector, I'm gonna buy what I want to buy. I'm gonna collect what I want to collect. I'm not gonna stop doing what I do because I already don't buy into Christmas. I already don't celebrate Christmas. I already don't celebrate no holidays. I stopped celebrating the holidays years ago. My kids got old enough to understand shit. And by the time they were old enough to understand everything, I broke it down to them. And I raised my kids right. So when I broke it down to them, they were like, yeah, fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no problem, bro. Because if you raise your kids right, if your kids are always with this, always got their hand out, always looking for the next thing, gonna cry if you don't give them this or that, and get upset if you don't buy them this or that, you're not doing a good job as a parent. So that's what you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about getting them the gift. You need to worry about fixing that issue because that's a problem. So if that's your problem, you know what I'm saying? Then that's the problem. Not boycotting Christmas ain't the problem. The problem is you've raised a consumer. You've raised a consumer, not a child, not a person. Don't teach your kids that shit. Don't teach them that gifts equal love. Don't teach them that you have to keep up with the Joneses.
Exactly.
That's not valuable life lessons. That's not being a good parent, man. But you know, like you said, bro, and I want to. This is a very important factor because you know I would rather the most people be involved in this as possible. And if you know it takes the fact that you know white people need to see that other white people are doing it to join in, well, trust me, white people are doing it too.
Yep.
Check this out.
Why are we boycotting Christmas? Because our money is our power. We need to fight the system. I'm starting to think about Christmas. And I'm gonna be honest, I think we should just boycott these companies this year.
We could have this country on its knees if we all boycott Christmas. Christmas, Thanksgiving, boycott it, be done. We could have the country on its knees. You want to talk about a protest? Protest Christmas. And maybe they'll listen to us then, because their companies are going to be so affected by that. If they're going to take away our EBT, they're taking away healthcare, they're taking away jobs. And it's not going to be that hard to not shop for Christmas. I mean, I'm not really broke. I don't know about you guys.
Just a few days ago.
You ain't got money anyway. You ain't got the money anyway, so it shouldn't be easy.
Because I
Yeah.
just hour of labor. When rehearsal overlapped with my Christmas movies, I didn't get mad.
Look at this shit, bro.
Crazy.
For me to be able to buy a bag of chips, that is insane and dystopian. And I think.
Hold on, she said some
What
shit.
do you mean? Reason why? Going on in the
And
world
by the
right
way,
now.
she's Latina. She's not white.
They're reacting to what's going on in the world right now, and specifically in this country. There's no reason why a bag of Tostitos costs $9.99 when the minimum wage is like $12 an hour.
What?
What do you mean
Yeah, that's freaking.
to buy a bag of chips? That is insane and dystopian. And I think we have the power to send a message.
I gotta work an hour to earn a bag of chips.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man. That's real crazy. Yo, motherfuckers
two
gotta
bags.
work an hour to get a fucking action figure. Matter of fact, 2 hours.
Yeah.
For an
Word.
action figure.
Word. I
About
gotta
it
damn
on
near
those
work 2 hours to get one of these.
Yeah, think about it on those terms, everybody.
Mhm.
Look at your wages, what you make hourly, and then say, hey, it takes me 2 hours to get these action figures.
Right.
So
Exactly.
imagine how many action figures you buy in every pay period.
Yeah.
That's your hours that you work, your hard work, all the frustration you got to deal with dumb motherfucking supervisors that don't know more than you, but they getting paid more than you and shit like that. Or boss who don't give a fuck about you. Oh, just think
And
about
that's
all
why
that.
nobody can say shit to me about all this. Me collecting all this shit. Motherfucker, I work. I pay my bills.
Yeah.
And this is what I choose to do with my hard-earned money. That's what that means. My hard-earned money. That's what that means.
Yeah,
You've
of
worked
course.
for this money, and this is what you've chosen to do with your money. And can't nobody tell you nothing, man. That's
Yeah,
what you
true.
earn.
No, but
earn that.
look
But
yeah,
no, go ahead.
I'm saying look in comparison how much it takes for you to get that. Then you start thinking like, yo,
Right.
why should an action figure even cost me fucking $30 when these motherfuckers are getting it under $5 they make it? Because remember,
Yeah, it costs like
China
$4
deals
to make these things.
yeah, China deals in bulk. This is what a lot of people don't understand. When you buy in large quantities from China,
Right.
the price is much cheaper.
Right.
Much cheaper. Trust me, I know this for a fact. I've been doing this for over 20 years.
And they buy a
Right.
ton of like plastic beads, and that shit melts down
Yeah.
into the figures. And
You know what I'm
it's
saying? So when you think about it, okay, yeah,
it's
the
really
process-
just the mold.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
mold. Yeah, they'll charge the mold straight out because you got to do a sample. So what they do, the mold is going to be the high price because they got to create the mold.
Right.
They got to do all that.
Right.
But once you go into production, everything gets cheaper
Right.
because
The mold might cost
really-
thousands of dollars, but
yeah, because the mold is your investment
mhm.
into what you're producing. So
Mhm.
it's that investment where, hey, China figures if you pay for this mold, you're fully invested in a large quantity. Now,
Right.
if you pay for a mold and don't produce in a large quantity, that's your tough titty because you should be invested in the full quantity.
And Hasbro's going to turn around and they're going to use those molds and pour different color plastics in them and make different parts and tell you it's a new toy. But they didn't use the same mold they already got. They spent no money to make that new figure, bro.
Exactly. So that's when I say with Bobby and when he says, yeah, the molds cost, but yeah, your reuse. That's why reuse is there. So you can't say, hey, you may have paid, let's say over a course. I don't know the man's money or how he does his business, but let's say the mold costs over $50,000 for a new mold, and he spent over $1 million, $2 million.
Right.
Well, you're gonna try to get your $2 million back by reproducing and keep reproducing, using that mold.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? In large quantities. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balancing act. I know you don't want to overproduce, but there's a fine balancing act. But I just don't want the people who buy this stuff to think, oh, every time they do a figure, he spends $100,000 on it. No, not necessarily. No. Maybe on a new added accessory or a new added face or whatever, a head.
Right.
Yes, you may do that. But even with that, you have a head mold. So let's say you got 20 new action figures coming. Okay, you got different heads, different molds from. There's a plate where they etch it in, laser it in, and everything, and they etch it in. So you may have 20 heads on one plate. That's one mold.
Right.
Okay. So you may it's just like using when you're screen printing. You got to try to utilize all the area you need to make that money up. Right. So on a mold, you're not going to put one action figure head on a mold. You're going to try to do 20 or 30 heads. That way you can utilize the space of the mold.
Exactly.
You understand? So
get more money's worth.
Yeah, you get your money's worth. So there's a lot of back end where a lot of motherfuckers don't know and they think, oh, he's just doing one head per mold. Or no, it don't work that way. That's not how you utilize or take advantage of production. You know what I'm saying? So if they're going to charge you $50,000 to $70,000 for a mold, you want to get it where it counts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you may have a total body mold, whereas you got the arms, the legs, the hips, the chest, the head. So you may have 4 figures or maybe 2 figures on one mold. Okay, and you're reusing. So I mean, yeah. So you got to think in that parameter. But Bobby, I'd say he's the better out of all of the manufacturer of toys. I think for one thing, I mean, there's certain things he holds back because he don't want to show his whole cards. I understand that. As a business owner, understand that shit. But let's not pull the wool over the people's eyes completely. Become more educated when you're buying your toys. I know some people like, I ain't got time for that education shit. I just want what I want. And that's fair. That's fair. But don't complain about pricing if you don't understand what goes on in the back. That way you'll understand why you're complaining. I know why I complain.
Right.
Because I know production.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My wife looks at me crazy when I'm out shopping with her. She's like, what do you think it is? I was like, yeah, that shit costs $3.
Right.
But it's a polo shirt. It's Ralph Lauren. Yeah, that costs $3 in India.
Right.
I know. Oh, honey, I want to buy you. Don't buy me that because I don't like it because I know the price of it.
Right.
The true price.
The real price. What that shit costs to make.
Yes. You know, despite the name and the branding and stuff like that and what have you, there's a lot of other things that go into it. But at the same time, I'm not going to waste my money on it. I'd rather go and get me a nice real $15 shirt that's durable and looks good, and I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to pay $90 for a fucking a polo shirt. I can go and get me a nice polo shirt for $4.99 and have it embroidered with a Cobra logo on that motherfucker and be happy with that because it's something I like. Bang. And I do have one of those. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'd rather wear that.
Yeah.
Something geared towards me specifically. instead of somebody else's logo. So you know, you as you grow older, you get turned off by a lot of shit, and I think the world is growing up.
Yes.
Grown up. It's
Waking
finally
up.
catching and understanding. And I think our children and even our children's children is growing up to the fact
They're
that
evolving.
yeah, they're evolving more than we did when we were their age, because
Yeah,
they
they're
have all these devices at
tools to
their
help
back.
them
You
evolve.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Push them.
I think that's beautiful. Like, yo, they know this is
Yeah.
bullshit. We're not
Yes.
going for it.
Speaking of,
We want a house. We want this. We want to have a life. We don't have that because we got greedy corporate bastards.
mhm.
And we got a
Yes,
fucking
man,
greedy
man.
corporate puppet government.
And you got to teach your kids this if they don't know it.
Yep.
That's your responsibility.
Yeah, and
know?
people are also tired of the lies. Don't lie to me in front of me and tell me you're doing this when you're actually doing all this other crazy shit.
Yeah, don't piss on my head and tell me it's rain.
Yeah, like
And
a lot of
and then
people-
Trump will turn around. He'll turn around and like say, "Oh well, yeah, it's the Democrats that's causing the EBT to snap to. They're the ones that are canceling it." It's crazy.
He has a
But
lot of
people will
executive
believe
power
anything he
too.
says.
He
Of
was
course.
using all his executive power. Why can't he use it now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna give EBT out, but now these are the circumstances. This is
There
the
was
new
a-
rules.
Yeah, there's a Supreme Court judge that ruled against him that said, "No, you can't cancel EBT. It's our biggest food program. You can use the what you call it funds, crisis funds or whatever.
Yeah,
There's some funds that he can use, and they were telling him he has to use that.
but I see. Here's the other thing. I understand he's doing things. I don't think out of real understanding.
No.
Because okay, you don't want the illegals to take advantage of the system,
Right.
which today I
Of
took my
course.
wife to the doctor and it's overran with people who do not have paperwork, most of them.
Yeah, that's
I live
crazy.
in a sanctuary city, so I know, right?
And they're trying to do well. I mean, listen, the intentions are cool, but the methods are ridiculous.
Yes, the methods are fucked up. I mean, if they really wanted to say, hey, we want to shut things down, okay. Provide
Yeah,
proof.
do
I
it
understand.
humanely.
Yeah, do it humanely. But it's crazy, man. But at the same time, man, they're lying to us, not knowing that, okay, he wants to collapse things. Okay, so now they can control everything through electronic means of a currency, so they can keep track of who's a citizen and who's not. Not knowing on the back end that his whole family and all the cronies in Washington invested their money heavily in cryptocurrency. So when the time does come to switch, these guys will be trillionaires 10 times over. Understand that. That's the play people don't understand on the back end.
Yeah.
These guys are heavily into cryptocurrency. So when that switch is flipped, they're trillionaires.
Yeah, and
While
people
the people who are not on it, they're still slaves.
And it's just a business move, bro. Like this whole presidency, man, it's just a way to get hella money for all the billionaires, put them all back on top. I mean, all this shit. You realize they're canceling food stamps so they can give tax breaks to billionaires?
Exactly.
What?
And they're talking about communism and socialists. Corporations are the biggest communists and socialists ever because they get government subsidies provided by us, the taxpayers. So when you see them talking about this one's a socialist, this one's a communist, no, look at the corporations because they're the biggest socialists and communists everywhere, posing as capitalists, which their capitalism right there is just cronyism. It's crazy, man. There's so many levels to this shit.
It's the biggest con
ridiculous.
ever ran.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly, bro.
It's the biggest con ever run.
in history.
Yep. Yeah.
You know.
Well, speaking of reuse, they are doing the reissue. They're going crazy with reissue right now. We just reissued Wolverine. They just reissued the great 20th anniversary Cap, which is great. And now they're reissuing Ant-Man and Wasp, which, you know, some people are not happy about the reissuing. For me, it's not taking place of new figures, so I don't mind it. And you know, a lot of us didn't get these. I didn't get that Cap. I had the Wolverine, so I didn't need it, but I didn't have that Cap, and it's one of the best caps, if not the best cap Marvel Legends has ever made. So I'm grateful that they're reissuing it. This, for example, this is a great classic Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne Wasp, Giant Man and Wasp. A very good like version of the OG classic look. They're pinless, so they're already up to date. Like this is a instant buy for me because I don't have them, and they make up the like I'm trying to make the OG Avengers. See, that's the OG Avengers, and they're part of it. They're a huge part of it. Like you don't have them, you don't have the OG Avengers. So they're a must have. But and I can understand, you know, people thinking that, you know, oh well, you know, I'd rather them make new figures, but they're still making new figures. Like this is not taking the place of new figures. This is in addition to, because why? They're trying to make more money, and they're trying to, you know, look at this Black Friday, pre-Black Friday sale. What's up with a pre-Black Friday sale and then a post-Black Friday sale? What the fuck is Black Friday then if there's a pre and a post? Like what's the point?
It's just another marketing ploy, bro, to get you money. That's all it is. If we don't get you on the front end, we'll get you in the middle. If we don't get you in the middle, we'll get you on the back end. We're gonna
look at this, and look at all the Christmas themed, you know, stuff they make. The Christmas action figures are crazy to me because it's like I guess they're cool and novel, you know, a novelty or whatever, but like they're only good on the holidays, and like I don't know, they don't look good on the shelf to me. But
yeah, I mean,
they're just a way. It's just a gimmick. They just repaint figures we have with Christmas colors and call it a big deal.
Yeah, the first test was the Black Series, which, you know what? At the time, I had a whole bunch of them, and at the time, it was cool to see that because it was totally different. And at that time, you know, everything was, I guess, all that was well at some point. And you wanted to decorate. So, yeah, why not decorate with my action figures in a wild scene under the Christmas tree, you know, with Star Wars guys. Yeah, that's awesome. And like you said, it's only for the holiday, but it was awesome. But now they're pushing it because they know that, okay, now we got no other choice. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put this stuff out to see if we can do this for the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? The Black Series worn itself out. Now they're moving on to the Marvel. Next thing you know, the Hasbro, it'll be G.I. Joe Christmas themed figures.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Like, imagine they'll do like yeah. I mean, I can see it. It's just all it is a way to do reuse. It's a way to reuse shit. It's another way to justify reuse. But this is Marvel. This is Marvel.com right here. Shop Marvel must-haves. Unwrap the universe with Marvel. You gotta get your Christmas present. You gotta do the Christmas thing, because companies literally depend on Christmas. Do you know that? Like all these companies, these major corporations, they depend, like part of their fiscal, you know, year, like part of their projected income that they have to like produce to make ends meet and stay in the black is Christmas. Like half of their sales is all year. The other half is Christmas.
Yeah, so it's like for the food industry, it's Thanksgiving, Easter, and for the candy industry, it's Halloween. The liquor industry is all year round.
Valentine's Day
and Valentine's Day, and as well as Easter candy. The liquor is all the way through the year, right? The clothing industry is back to school and Easter.
Right.
Like, so you know what I mean? Like they have it set up each industry.
And they're all Christmas. Christmas covers all the fucking
all
industry.
of it. Yes.
Everyone needs Christmas. So all these companies depend on Christmas. The whole
And
point of this thing is if we all boycott this shit, it's going to damage them so bad.
exactly.
But we
And
have to all do it.
And check it out. The overarching thing, it's not a then you go into the oil industry because transportation to be halted. You
Right.
understand? It gets crazy. Look what COVID did as far as stopping. They did that experiment themselves to stop everything. They planned that. They understand that. Imagine if they go through something that's unplanned. They'll
And
be
whether you
done off.
believe, listen, whether you believe that they invented or created or did COVID on purpose or not, whether you
Yeah.
believe that or not, do understand that whether they did or not, they utilized that shit
Mhm.
to they exploited. I'll say they exploited it, to our detriment. So whether they created COVID and put it out on purpose or not, they definitely used it and exploited it against us in every way, and used it to and they did research and experiments
Yep.
because that's what they do. Holidays are just around the corner. Marvel must-haves, special surprise in store. Blah 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 blah. A bunch of crap you don't need.
All right.
It's all it is. It's all crap we don't need. So honestly, when you really think about it, you guys, what are you giving up? What are you really giving up? What are we really giving up by not doing this? It's all crap we're stressed about anyway. Think about the pile of shit after Christmas morning. I know for me, like before I quit the shit, we had piles, mountains of wrapping paper, packages, boxes, nonsense, all trash, just so much trash. And then Thanksgiving, so much food goes to waste. I don't give a fuck. It goes to waste. So much of it. And it's just like, bro, and we stress so hard. We stress all about it, and we spend all our money. We negate bills and fucking like save up and do all this shit, max out credit cards, whatever we do to have this huge extravaganza, right? To blow all this money until the next day you turn around, you have nothing but a big pile of trash, and they're laughing at you.
Yep.
Hysterically.
And they still charging you for every little thing. They're making money off of everything.
Hand over fist. That's what that means.
Every little thing.
Every little
They're
thing.
all. It's like a whole thing. Yo, this industry helps out this industry by doing this and this. These holidays are nothing but corporate sponsors. Basically, corporate marketing and everything. You know what I'm saying? You got candy, cookie, or you got everything. You know what I'm saying? It promotes gluttony. One of the things you shouldn't, according to the Bible, you shouldn't participate in. Gluttony.
Right.
Of
That's one of the 7 deadly sins of what you call them.
Exactly. So what are we doing here? They want you to buy everything. That's gluttony. They want you to be that way.
Yeah.
You understand? Yo, it's wild. We're not saying that you can't do what you want to do, because everybody can do whatever they want to do. But we need to prove a point to this government, to these corporations, that we the people holds more weight than any corporation ever formed.
Yep. Just 2 days out of your life.
That's it.
Thanksgiving and Christmas. Just chill the fuck out. Just sit down for 2 days and watch. Because I know a lot of people think it's not gonna do much, bro. It would destroy it would rock the fucking thing. If everyone follows through this year, this thing will be so effective. Look at just what, like I said, the Jimmy Kimmel fans did to Disney. Disney lost $6 billion just because a bunch of Jimmy Kimmel fans boycotted spending money with them and canceled a bunch of shit. So cancel your shit. Don't fucking order a bunch of shit for Christmas. Use any Christmas decorations that you already have. You don't have to buy new shit. You probably already have plenty. Just use that. As far as gifts go, man, there's ways, man. There's ways around it. You can obviously re-gift things. Bro. And kids aren't and little kids aren't as concerned with what things cost, and older kids should be mature enough to understand this is an important thing that we have to do politically this year. And not even just politically. We don't have to make it, we have to take it there. Because it doesn't have to be political. It's economic. It's for
at
life.
any rate, but check this out. At any rate, who's the child and who's the adult? If you say
Exactly.
ain't no Christmas this year, ain't no Christmas.
You don't, but I know a lot of these parents, bro. These kids run the fucking house, and a lot of these parents feel beholden and or they feel guilty and all this, bro.
Ain't
Please
no
feel
guilt,
guilty. Yes, feel guilty about teaching them the wrong shit
man.
or
Exactly.
ruining their future, because this is for your kids' future.
Exactly.
You have to, if we let these companies know that we hold the cards and the power, then things will start to go our way. Then changes will be made. Then when we demand shit, it'll happen, because they'll know that we have the power. Because right now they've got everyone fooled that you don't have the power. They make you think that they're the ones in power. How can they be in power? It's a couple people. We're literally millions.
Yeah.
Come on.
And if you're congressman or if you're elected official, or, they don't do what you want, you can oust the motherfuckers one way or the other. That's what I'm talking about. One way or the other. And y'all know what the other is. I'm an extremist when it comes to that other. I'm a very true extremist when it comes to that other. Because whatever they decide affects people's lives. And if people die behind their mismanagement of how they should run districts, countries, or what have you, then their lives should be in jeopardy. Period.
Yeah. Right.
That's how I feel. And that's me. I'm not a reflection of the channel, but that's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? Raw talk, real deal, the whole nine. That's me. That's how I feel.
Right.
And I'm quite sure there's tons of people that feel that same way, but they can't voice it, or they don't want to be seen as a person that, that's what I mean. You can't be afraid of your own government. You can't be afraid of anything. They need to be afraid of you.
Yes.
There's no need for these congressmen and people to be millionaires. Why are they millionaires?
Why are they millionaires? Why are these politicians? These politicians are not supposed to be fucking tycoons.
Exactly. How do they become tycoons? Because they get money and they get insider trading. They're part of the club. Well, let's fuck the club up.
Right.
On some. Let's get on our crunk shit. Let's fuck the club up.
Let's fuck the club up.
And this is what happens when you fuck the club up. Ain't nothing going down. Fuck Christmas. Fuck every holiday until these motherfuckers do what the people want.
Right.
That's how I gotta go, man. It's the only way. It's the only way. There's no other way now. Unless we go that other route. But we're trying to
not do that.
Yeah, we're trying not to do that. Because the last time that other shit happened, there was a major change when that other shit happened. Trust. They don't want that, because these government officials, they're all fucking weak pieces of shit. And I don't care if they're white, black, whatever. They're all weak pieces of shit.
All of them.
Republican, Democrat, Independent, anybody who's put in government office at this point in time, they're all weak pieces of shit. Now, last I seen, I don't like being talked to from, you weaker than me and you trying to tell me how I should move. Nah, we got a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't doing that. Yeah, I had my son on my lap while I ran it. He's smiling. He's enjoying it, right, Bob? Yeah. Here go again. I'm gonna pass you to the mommies. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, man.
Look at all this they're reissuing.
Yeah, they have to. They
The
got to
black,
make this money.
yep. This is the
And
black
it's my belief.
circle.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
my belief that they know this is their last time to do all this. I think they truly understand that the people have changed. I mean, they see it numerically because a lot of people cut back on their collecting, and they're seeing that. So they figure, hey, what was the stuff that we didn't overproduce or we produce in limited quantities that we can bring back out, and we can get a surge of buyers because they didn't get it the first time.
Right.
That's what they're playing off of. It's the lack strategy. So we first we'll produce some stuff in limited quantities, and we'll spin the block after that. When times are hard or we're struggling with numbers or trying to get in the black, we'll reissue stuff that was in a limited source so that the people can rush in and buy because they feel that they don't have it in their collection because they didn't get it the first time. And then we'll be back up again. You know what I'm saying? That's how they work, man. That's how they work. They thought of everything, but one thing they're afraid of is the people not giving in to their bullshit.
They need to be, and that's the thing. They need to be, and I think that they have started to not be, and they think that, well, because they're right. They know that not necessarily us here right now talking, but for the most part, Americans have no idea what's happening. They have no idea that this is going on. They don't understand that that they're being conned. They don't get it. They're not aware. And it's that ignorance of that fact that gives them the power. So as soon as, we show them we know by not spending any money with them and basically not paying their way, well, then they'll know we know. And then when we demand shit, they'll know there's stakes behind not listening. There's consequences behind choosing not to say fuck you, as they like to do.
True. I have an ill thought too. And then, I like to swing the pendulum once in a while. You know how I am, the devil's advocate. What if Donnie, and I like to call him Donnie because it's like Donnie Brasco and shit, right? So what if Donnie was like, yo, I'm gonna play this character. These motherfuckers want me to be this way. I'm gonna play it. But in doing this, I'm exposing every motherfucker. I'm exposing the weakness of every party, the government, period. I'm exposing these motherfuckers. And they think I'm going along with it, but I'm exposing them. I'm doing this shit intentionally to get the people riled up because I'm showing you how they use the sugar cube method, what they did on lab rats. We keep giving you the sugar cube. You keep depending on us. Once I take it away, now you know you can have two results. You can either revolt or you die.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So he's doing that inadvertently. Or is it another play from the mind of Donnie? Because remember, all these people look at him as a piece of shit anyway. The Republicans don't like Trump. They don't like him.
No.
Because one, he was a Democrat New Yorker who he said on whose show? I think it was Jesse Raphael. If I were to run for president, I would run as a Republican because they're stupid.
Yeah.
Come on. Yo, that mindset never changes. That mindset does not change. Because he knew the strategy. Right? You play one against the other strategy. And at the same time, those Republicans, when he was a Democrat, was shitting on him. So he's playing both sides. He could be doing that. I mean, he's from fucking Queens, man. Motherfuckers from Queens, they got wild tricks. You from Queens. You know the deal. You know how it go down. Yo, you can play the part the way you need to play it until you reveal.
Well, no, that's why I understand Trump. He's a con man. He's a New York con man, basically. I mean, come on. He reminds me of my grandfather, like in a lot of ways, like in that sort of just
hustler,
Gangster hustler mentality that they have.
Yeah.
Even Robert De Niro said Trump is a gangster, but in a bad way, not as a compliment. Like, we don't want a gangster we don't want a felon for a president, but we have one.
And here's the thing. We had a whole lot of felons as presidents.
Well, technically, yeah, I think technically they probably all felons, but at least this one has been convicted.
I mean, he's been publicized because we're in the age of the publicity, the internet age, right? But all our presidents before that, these motherfuckers wasn't top-notch motherfuckers. They were not perfect in any sense of the word perfect. They all had vices. They all had certain proclivities. Oh, come on. You know what I'm saying? You had adulterers. You had cross-dressing motherfuckers. You had all types of shit going down.
All kinds of shit. Everything you can imagine.
It's just what it is. It's human.
You can't imagine.
You know? So it's just like, yo, at the end of the day, we need, as the people, we need to have this government fear us. Period. And the only way you can do that is by the dollar, the power in your wallet.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, that's the whole point of this whole thing. It's just to make them understand, to know that we have to make nobody's kids cry. It's just to make the government understand that they don't run shit. This is supposed to be a government for the people. It's supposed to be a democracy.
Exactly.
Let's make it a democracy. That's the thing. That's what we're doing. We're making it a democracy. We're showing that the people have the power. That's what a democracy is. Power to the people. And,
shout out to Black Gingers for that $4.99. Word. Just wanted to mention that.
Oh shit. Word, I ain't see that.
Word, that's what's up. Peace.
Word.
Thank you, sir.
Bet it up. He said they know people are going to boycott and have less money for the holidays, so they're going to have after your money now.
Yeah, exactly. they're trying to pull out all the stuff. I've seen so excuse me, I've seen so many commercials. It's ridiculous. Back to back. I'm like, nobody cares. And besides, nobody watches television like that. So nobody cares.
No. That's why I don't even have cable in my house. I don't have cable. I don't need it.
And most of the
anything I watch, I stream.
Who watch it, they're in bed at a certain time now. You know, the retirees, and they're not kicking it like they used to.
Right. Really, the only people that really have cable and TV in their house is boomers.
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, I can say I have cable in the house because my wife, she's just I just don't understand, but it is.
Women, a lot of women too. A lot of women want cable.
Yeah, they do. They do that
stuff. Their shows and stuff like that be on there. But I don't know. For me, there's nothing interesting on network TV. I don't like network TV shows. I don't. I can't stand commercials. So
true.
I avoid it all by watching everything on streaming, because streaming has scripted, like high-end dramatic or well-made scripted, like cinematic shows.
And it's a sense of independence too. You get a variety.
Watch what I want when I want.
Yeah,
what I want when I want. That's
exactly. And I feel, man, this season is going to be the season to remember, because it's already showing. Halloween was dry as hell, and I was like, yeah, I'm happy. And for me, Halloween is my favorite holiday. Okay,
my
Christmas
favorite.
Never my favorite. It was a nice holiday.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. You got kids as a little kid, but Halloween was that deal where you watching horror flicks. Mm-hmm. You get to go trick or treating, egging, all that crazy stuff back in the day. Exactly. But that was growing up in that era. So you was outside a lot. So, but now it's like, yo, I didn't even watch a horror flick. I noticed that. My son was like, yo, you ain't watch no horror flick during the holiday. I was like, I wasn't into it, man. I'm not. I don't know why. I mean, I got a full library in my basement of horror flicks. Like I got a ton, but I decided, and I didn't feel like it. It was just
Right.
like it was just too much. A lot of stuff going down that I got to be more cognitive of as far as the politics, the day to day. I mean, our infrastructure is crumbling faster because we don't have those workers to keep it held up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the airlines, man. Motherfucking planes crashing because why maintenance is not being done. People trying to travel for the holidays and stuff can't even do that because there's not enough workers doing what they're supposed to do to keep people safe on flights and even up to the TSA. I mean, yeah, they hassle us at the entrance and stuff like that, but they're a necessary need to keep the things safe, keep everybody in order in a sense. So it's like those people are not getting paid and you still want them to work to their top-notch ability. That's like, yo, come on, man. That's bullshit. And then on top of that, they're not getting paid. But these corporations that made billions, they didn't say, oh, we're gonna go in our reserves and pay our people until the government straighten their shit out. We're gonna go into our reserves to pay our people because we believe in our people. None of those airlines did anything like that to put money together for those government workers that keep their fucking facilities top notch.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up, and that's telling also.
Very telling.
So right then and there, you know, shit got to give. So if you're taking or you're traveling during the holidays or have to travel, be cautious and be aware. You know what I'm saying? Ask more questions than anything. Ask real questions like how long did this plane get serviced? The plane I'm on, was it serviced regularly? Get a note of things. See what's up. See the attitudes of the people that's working behind those counters and on the lines. If you feel that these people are like, all right, fuck this, I don't care, whatever. There you have it. You got a lot to think about before you even get on a plane or a bus or wherever. Because that's a person that's not getting paid. They're working for free. Now, and he's talking about not when the government is back in, they're not getting their back pay. Are you fucking out your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? So that'll heat up anybody. So just think, man. This thing has to be done. People are saying, "Oh, we can't make it political," but our lives have been politicized. We're political pawns in this, so we have no choice but to be politically charged in this because we're the pawns being used.
Mm-hmm.
Our tax money makes us political. Our taxes make us an instrument of politics because they use us for that. Our taxes pay these motherfuckers, these corporate shills in Congress, in the House, and in the executive branch. Okay, our taxes go to them. So yeah, we are political. So someone says, "Oh, we can't be political. We can't." That's bullshit. Because you already are political, because you pay into the political process and all sorts of things.
Well, yeah, I mean, politics are going to affect us, whether you want to be political or not. Is going to affect you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So all in all, man, enjoy what you have. Don't worry about what you're missing because you're not missing anything. Because just like with these toys that they're showing, they're going to spin the block regardless. So those toys that they're producing now, if you don't buy them, they're going to bring them back around eventually. They're going to spin it back or they put it on deep discount.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, make it better for the families. Make it better for the USA. That's all I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying? I always like the song Born in the USA for a reason. That's one of the favorite songs in the 80s growing up. People look at me crazy when I sing along with it because that's the boss. He comes from Jersey. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
the backyard.
It was.
Yeah. still is the anthem if people remember it, and like,
Yeah.
yo, this is how I felt proud when I heard this song, man.
But did
You
you
know
see
what
the
I'm
movie
saying?
they just did? They just did a movie about Bruce Springsteen,
Mhm.
played by the kid that in that show The Bear.
Oh yeah, my God. Oh yeah, yeah,
Jeremy
yeah.
White.
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He plays Bruce Springsteen, and he
Nice.
sings just like him, bro. He sounds just like him.
Word.
It's
I'm
crazy.
gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it heavy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's based on the time, the era when he wrote the album
Okay.
right before Born in the USA.
Okay.
And they
Okay.
show how he wrote Born in the USA during that album, but they decided to shelve it for the next album, which when they, and which they did. And then when the next album came out, that's when he became a global phenomenon.
Yeah,
But the
man.
movie's about the album before that. So he's
Okay.
not a global phenomenon yet. Born in the USA hasn't come out yet, but this is
Okay.
his introspective personal album, and the label doesn't want him to make it because there's no hits, he's not trying to make no singles. It's like mostly acoustic. He recorded most of it like in his hotel room, in his bedroom, so it's very much a personal album for him. So he's like, trying to get the album made, and that's kind of what the little movie's about. But it was interesting to learn that they made Born in the USA during that time, and then decided to wait, which it was smart to not put it on that album because wouldn't have made sense. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. But what can you do? What can you do to support the movement, and still, get your fix, your figure fix, and have fun. And one of the things is to customize figures and make them new. And you can do this for very little money, little to no money, and very little talent or skill needed. Most people, if you can draw, a line, you can pretty much do it. And like I said, there's really, we see customizers and we think about 3D printing heads and all this stuff, but like that's one level of customizing. Really creating, new figures and all that. But like there's I don't say a I don't say lower level, but a cheaper level of customizing. It doesn't cost so much and doesn't take so much to do. And in my opinion, you know, it can look professional. A lot of the stuff that I've done, you wouldn't, there's no way to tell that I did it and that the manufacturer didn't do it. And then there is stuff obviously that, is obvious, like painted shit. But there's really no order to do it in. I guess I'll just show you a bunch of different shit. Just grab the nearest thing here. And here's what you need first. Actually, let's do this. All you're gonna need is a set of these liquid chrome markers. You don't have to buy airbrush. This all can be done with airbrush, right? It can be done like you can spend a lot of money and all this shit, or you can buy these pens. They're literally markers that have the liquid chrome in them, and it's like mercury. Like, have you ever seen mercury in a thermometer? It's literally like chrome. Like, remember in the 80s how Destro's head was like chrome, not silver and not gray. It was chrome, like that kind of paint is now available to anybody with $10. It's $10. You get a pack of these pens, and these little pens, they sort of, like you see here in this picture, they leak out the liquid, and it's almost like it just sort of, you just sort of use the pen to like apply it, really. Don't think of it as much like like a marker. It's more like an applicator, and you kind of put the liquid chrome on it and sort of paint it on with the marker. So that's what you need. You need one of those, very cheap. Obviously, like I said, all you need to be able to do is to draw a straight line, and you can do it. But I mean, here's some pictures of, like, this is what it's really chrome. Like it's really, really chrome. And I don't know. They try to give you little images and little, what do you call it? Examples and shit. But I was really surprised because me personally, I have always wanted that. I've always wanted that chrome. Like if you ever painted stuff, models or anything as a kid or whatever, me personally, like or spray paint, like graffiti or whatever, whenever I'd buy spray paint, the can, the cap would be mirror chrome.
Yeah.
But when you spray that shit out, that shit is gray with glitter in it.
Yeah.
At best, it might be kind of shiny, but it's not mirror like the cap. It never is. So I was like, where the fuck are you gonna get this shit? Like, how'd they paint the cap? Like, where's that shit? You know what I mean? Like, where's the stuff they painted the goddamn cap with? How come that doesn't come out of the can? Like, I always wanted that. So if you're like me and you always wanted that chrome paint, it's really cool. So I got excited and I've gone crazy and I've just like chromed the shit out of all kinds of stuff. They intend to use it for whatever. Like they actually have motherfuckers putting it, like they're putting it on their rims on their car. I wouldn't advise that. It's not really that good for that, but it definitely works for like you can,
Yeah.
fill in, like they got their steering wheel and I don't know, you can chrome certain shit out. I guess you could do that, but in my opinion, the best use of it is what they'll often show is the action figures. Not like they show jewelry, they show like, but honestly, you're not going to use this shit on your car. You're not going to use it on jewelry, but you can use it on your action figures and your models and stuff. And it does absolutely transform it to something completely cool and completely new that you will, it'll kind of give you that fix, that new figure fix, or if you will. So here's like a good example.
Yeah, that joint is butter right there.
Yes, sir. So armored Cobra Commander.
Yep.
And he's got like kind of like a silver paint.
Matte silver.
Right, like a matte silverish kind of thing, but it's like their best attempt at silver. And
without using vac metal.
Right.
Yeah.
And here is a chromed out version. Right, exactly.
Such like a Cylon straight off.
Like a Cylon, word, exactly. I mean, you can see it is definitely effective. I mean, it is full on. I mean, the camera never really does it justice, but
it's doing it justice because I see shiny gleam.
You can see the gleam and the reflection and all that. And yeah, it's
word. Kaz did the same thing. He says, "Yep." He did the same thing, way better. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Then you got to think, what other characters can you chrome out?
Chrome.
I chromed out Colossus.
Oh, word. That's hard. That Colossus is hard as hell, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. I fucking
chromed out
Spiral.
Spiral sick too.
Look at all that chrome.
It takes your figures to that next level.
Yes.
It makes it more custom and more realistic in a way.
Right.
It boosts your shelf activity too. Like once you have the light shining on it on your shelves or the light shine on it, it gives it that, that's metal. It makes a person think, is that real metal?
Right.
What's going on over there?
Yeah. I got some ill samurais and shit that I did up.
Kaz said, put that shit on everything.
Put that shit on there. That's
like
red hot right there.
Like, yeah, put that shit on everything. Chrome. See, now that's a great marketing ploy for any marker. Like Chrome, all they had to do is a commercial. Put that shit on everything. Yeah. Word up. Look at
I
that.
got the
That
card
Destro.
back, card
Crazy.
back Destro. Got him looking great.
Chrome. Chrome. Yo, that dude look lethal, yo.
Chromed out his briefcase.
Word. Crazy.
You know, you can chrome out the little buckles on his belt and shit.
Yeah.
The little shit on his boots, right?
Yeah.
You could do some steel toes. You know what I'm saying? The little rings and shit.
Word.
Did his
Commander.
jewels.
You see me gleaming, Commander.
And remember, you know, classified. The original Hasbro G.I. Joe Destro has this kind of, you know, chrome paint.
They use the vac metal. Yeah.
The vac metal, right. But the classified Destro, they didn't. They just put the gray metal, you know, metallic gray paint. So I did this to make him look more like the original. A lot of my customizations, like a lot of people like, oh well, I don't want to like alter shit and I want it to look well. Most of my customizations are done to make it look more like the original version.
Yeah.
Like I'll customize a classified figure to make it look more like the 80s toy, right? One of my favorite jobs, my favorite 80s G.I. Joe figure was the version 2 Storm Shadow. This one when I was a little kid. And to give you an example, you know what? You need to see
the original.
The original one, yeah. Let me see if I can get him out of here without fucking shit up. It's like Jenga.
Yes,
like,
sir.
All right, so you know what would be really cool? You don't have a OG one handy, do you?
Not offhand. Hold on.
All right.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay. So here's the one classified made. Let me well, if it would focus. The camera always wants to pick up the background. Well, anyway, it doesn't really have to focus. So you see how the hood is super tight to the sides of his head. When Raw Talk gets back with the original one, you'll see that the hood bows out really far on the sides, like it bows out on the sides. It's not supposed to be flat to his head like that. Let me see if this even works better. Yeah, there's and see now it'll focus on that. Maybe the glass, the clear thing was throwing it off. But anyway, hood's tight to the side. He's got all this bulky shit on. Look at all this shit. He's got this big skirt thing going on, all this gear. You know, armor on his chest, on his shoulder, you know, just a bunch of shit that just basically makes him look new, like something new. But for me, like I said, that's my favorite G.I. Joe. So I wanted him to look how he looked in, you know, the original version. So one of my main complaints was the hood, that it was so tight to his head. I wanted it to bow out a little bit like it did, you know, on the original. So I took two little pieces of like material, like two little pieces of plastic. I forget what exactly I used. And I wedged them in there to bow the hood out. And now it looks just like, you know, the 80s toy, or a classified version of it. I cut off all that armor and all that stuff that was all around his body so that, you know, he would look obviously like how he looked in the 80s. So, you know, just some minor stuff. That's no paint involved, no markers, no nothing. But yeah, here's the OG version. And you'll see the difference of how that looks versus the old, like the first Storm Shadow. The first version just had a regular ninja hood, skin tight, kind of thing to his head, like a like a skin tight ninja mask. And when version 2 came out, it was like he had a hood over his ninja mask. So he had his regular ninja mask on, and then he had like a hoodie over it that kind of bowed out a little bit. And that was just a really cool design and something I loved. And you ready? Oh, you taking him out of the pack for us. Yo, you're muted, dog. You're muted. Hang on, let me try to unmute him. Nah, I can't. It won't let me. You got to do it from your side.
Remember Raising Arizona?
Yeah.
That's what my brother said I look like now. Like the dude from
Oh shit. Yeah, damn, what was it? I wonder what was his name? Tex Cobb, Randall Tex Cobb.
Oh, yeah.
The real actor was named Tex, yeah.
Tex, yeah.
I forget the character was just like the guy. But yes, there you go. So you see the hood, man. He's got like a hoodie on, and obviously it bows out real wide. And look, I mean, that looks more like this.
Yeah.
Than all this.
Yeah.
And his hood's all flat to the side and everything. But boom.
That's Lenny doing his extra to make it look makes his job, a little bit more secure because he can add a little bit more to it.
Right.
And, I mean, it's understandable. He,
Sure.
he has the liberty of adding to it. I mean,
yeah.
Why not?
And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, if you want to make it look more like the original, you could do it with a few minor customizations. You don't have to put a lot of effort and you don't have to need a bunch of equipment. You don't have to 3D print stuff. And like I said, you don't really even have to get a bunch of paint out. Like for this one, I just took a razor, cut off the armor and the stuff, just cut it all. It's usually and like a lot of times what Lenny will do is he'll make the figure like this, basically looking like the original, and then he'll add on some, vests and body armor and stuff to make it like something new. For example, here's another one.
Oh yeah,
Crystal Ball, right? This classified figure, it came out with a trench coat. Like it had this was connected to a coat. Like all this was a jacket and it came down the back. It was a whole long trench coat.
Mm-hmm.
What I did was
made it like the original.
I made him like this is how the original figure looks. He doesn't have a trench coat. This is how he looks. He's got the fur around his neck. He's got these shoulder, like this shoulder pad thing on his shoulder. He's got these like kind of armory sleeves. I mean, he looks just like this. So I had to take a little, like I said, another X-Acto knife. You kind of traced around the fur to cut that out and just cut off the coat. And then boom, you cut that off. And then all around the back, it was real easy. You just cut right here along that line, trace the line. Then I kind of carved up in there, went across. And boom, you can't even tell that it's not, it's not manufactured this way. I mean, this looks, Hasbro could have made it just like this.
True.
And that's how the original. So my reason for customizing him was to make him look more like the original, which obviously I succeeded in. And boom, when I was done. Oh, sorry, forgot another crucial part. They gave him a mullet.
Mm-hmm.
So their version also had a mullet. Now, what I did there was I cut off the mullet.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you cut off the mullet, you'll notice that the paint now is exposed, like it looks like the skin color is what you see. So I had to take the knife and I made a bunch of divots and cuts in the smooth, because when I sliced it off, obviously it was like a smooth slice.
Yeah.
So I chopped it up to make it look like hair. You can't even tell where it begins and ends now. I did such a good job. I painted it black if I say so myself. But yeah, so that's it. I cut the fucking
Very dope. Very
mullet
dope.
off. Yeah, and just fucking added some texture, you know, by taking the X-Acto knife, cutting a bunch of little notches in to make it look like hair. Mixed some gloss and matte paint to make the right satin paint, you know, whatever you call it, and painted it, and boom, Vincent Price, Viola. What else? Moving right along. Let's keep it going. Doc is another one. Great one. Doc came out with a bunch of extra gear, a vest, a whole bunch of shit. Just take your razor blade, cut the vest off, and there you go. OG Doc. That's it. It's that simple. OG Doc. Let's see. Xandar is another one. The original or the classified version that they put out, in my opinion, I thought looked terrible. Not that it necessarily was terrible for what it was. I just thought it was terrible because it looked so different than the character should look, in my opinion. And so I made a few little changes. And I will show you what they are real quick here. Check this out. And it's cool. And it just took a few, you know, little adjustments. All right. So, well, here's what Hasbro made. You'll notice it's got like a grayish blue vest. And the arm things, the arm pauldrons on his shoulders are like a gray, blue, grayish, dark blue. His belt is brown. His all his gear and stuff is dark gray. His knees are gray. Yeah. The headband obviously is dark gray and all that. So now you'll see that the original dude has a bright blue headband, bright blue arm pauldrons, bright blue thing on his leg. The belt is not brown, it's bright yellow.
Yep.
His kneecaps are not gray, they're gold.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have anything on his chest. It's bare chested with the lightning bolts. He's got a gun holster right here. And then if you again look, none of that is present on this one. None of that is present.
Exactly. Excuse me.
Yeah. So all you got to do is cut the vest off. Lenny was so gracious as to paint the lightning bolts on his chest and then covered them up with the vest because he knew that some people would do what I did and cut the thing off. But I didn't stop there, right? I found the right color blue and I painted it over, and I painted his headband the right color blue, and then I found that gun holster. I took it off of General Hawk, I think.
Oh, General Hawk. Oh,
okay. I think. No, definitely not Chuckles because I wanted. Wait, did it? Was it? No, I took it off General Hawk because he didn't necessarily need it. Painted it blue. Obviously, I chromed out some of the buttons and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Liquid chrome markers. They also make a gold marker. The gold marker, however, does not quite mirror chrome, but it does look more metallic than normal gold paint. So I did the gold on his skull, but you can see the chrome buckles and snaps on his little gun thing. Painted the brown belt yellow like the OG. Painted the thing on his knife on his leg bright blue like the OG. Painted his kneecaps gold like the OG, and even did some more gold textures on his boot.
Tough.
But yeah, I love this figure now. Now I really love it just because it looks like a 6-inch version of the 80s toy.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. Monkey wrench they put out with green grenades on his chest, but we all know the original monkey wrench had silver grenades on his chest.
Yep.
So boom. And I chromed out his shades, his glasses. Maybe this thing is getting in the way. There you go.
Yeah, he looks way cooler.
Yes. Chromed out all the bits on his belt. Chromed out his trident gun. Chromed out his holster on his side. Even chromed out the little skull.
He reminds me of Lobo. I did that with my Lobo when I had him. I chromed him out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Chromed out his axes deals. And you can have fun with head swapping. Head swapping fun is a great way to reinvigorate a figure. I took this figure here, swapped the head with the X-Men 97 head because I think it looks cooler. I put the hoodie thing on from another figure that had the thing where he could take his hood off, so it looks like he's got his hoodie, his mask off as a hoodie kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
and
tough.
I just hooked him up because I think it looked better. There you go, nice little head swap. Boom. Now I took that same figure, swapped his head with. Hang on, shit's getting caught on shit now. Swapped his head with a patch figure.
Yo, he looked wild right there.
Word. Painted his arms all black so it looked like he had a full suit on.
Nice.
And made a commando patch like he's on a mission. I mean, that's patch. And that's a little black paint. Another head swap that I think saved the day. Okay. This head swap right here took one of my favorite characters that they destroyed and made it one of my favorite classified figures. Now, one of my favorite characters was Flint. One of my favorite toys, one of my favorite figures in the 80s was my Flint figure. I just liked how the beret looked. I just thought he looked cool. He had the bullets. He had the black shirt. He just was a cool looking figure.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, right, Classified made a couple of different Flints, and I customized them both. But the first Flint they made looked kind of like Don Draper from Mad Men. Just like Don Draper from Mad Men. Then they made this one. This one is the card back, the card back version of Flint. And so, in other words, he has the proper colorway. He's got the proper gear. Everything looks just like the OG.
Yeah.
The sad problem was they put Casey Kasem's fucking head on it.
Casey Kasem. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Casey Kasem.
Bro. And I was like, bro, that's not Flint. Now, they made him look old. They made him look just happy-go-lucky, just kind of goofy. That's just not Flint, bro. Flint is not that.
Like, what was that? Those puppets? Air America, was it? Or
Yeah, like right. Team America, I think. Yeah.
Team America. Yeah.
Well,
him and Falcon, they did Team America too.
Yeah. Well, then they made this guy, which is kind of like a joke character. He's a mail away character. He was like a cereal box guy. He's like a superhero guy. He's like kind of silly. Whatever. But like I
Starduster, yeah.
Starduster, right. He was a mail away. He had something to do with a cereal box, right? But so I went because like I loved the body sculpt on this Flint. He looked so perfect, like he looked perfect, just like Flint. But the head was just so wrong. And again, this is one of my favorite, if not like my favorite figures as a kid. So I had to fix this. So I grabbed all the Joes I had, and I grabbed my bag of heads, and I just started going through all the heads. Who can I swap heads with? Who kind of looks like Flint? I found one. And really, I think the best one was the cardback Duke But of course, I would have had to paint his hair black, paint his eyebrows black, hope that came out right. That could be tricky. So that would be a lot there. And then, of course, then he's got the same face as Duke. So I didn't really want to go that route. Found a few heads that kind of may have worked, but nobody's really perfect. Like, nobody's perfect. And the other thing was, when I took his head and put it on their bodies, was definitely a no-go. Then I went to Starduster. And I'm like, okay, two things. One, he's a kind of a jokey character anyway, so he can have that happy-go-lucky, goofy smile on because he's like a superhero or whatever, and it won't look too bad, like it won't look too off. Number two, he'll wear like a mask thing, and so all you're gonna see is this like cleft chin, which again is kind of superhero. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
And the head that he had, I think, was a much better Flint.
Yes, much better. Much better. 10 times
better. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm like hella happy. And nobody has this Flint. I'm the only guy in the world with this Flint. Right? Because I switched heads with Starduster. Now you can have it too if you have Starduster and you switch heads. But everybody's Flint looks like shit. Like Casey Kasem. Right? But right. Casey Kasem. I have, in my opinion, the best Flint, and I'm super happy about it. And all I had to do was like, swap a head. But like that little customization turned a figure that I was just absolutely disgusted with into one of my best top pieces.
Nice.
With a little innovation. Yeah.
Indeed.
A little innovation, a little bit of fucking creativity. You don't have to spend a fuck ton of money. You don't have to, do all this, crazy shit. Here's another one. Beachhead. We came out, they gave us a new Beachhead. The cardback Beachhead was phenomenal. Really loved it. It was spot on. Mighty Rax, shout out. He said, great job modifying that character. Reno, thank you, sir. Thank you. Word. Welcome. Well, they made that new Beachhead, and Beachhead is another one of my favorites too. And so that new Beachhead was just great. It was perfect. Whereas the first Beachhead they did, much like the first Flint they did, was just a little stiff, a little bit bulky, a little bit just not, the head sculpt wasn't super great. It just wasn't quite the Beachhead I wanted. But I still had the figure. And what I've done is I've created this whole Night Force squad, a bunch of Joes that I painted black and gray and just sort of repurpose shit and use put different equipment with them, maybe put a beret on them and shit like that, some night vision goggles, and I made them all into this sort of like Night Force squad. And this is one that I did with the Beachhead. I just painted them gray, real easy. Painted them gray and black. Where's the? I feel like the light's washing it out. Let me turn that down. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Maybe back up a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go. You got it now. Yeah. It's focused.
It's like it's flickering, like.
Yeah, but it's focused now.
Yeah, it's good enough. But yeah, I mean, and then obviously you can see I chromed out all his little buckles and snaps and buttons and things, and it just adds so much to it. You can see the handle of his gun, the snaps, his sidearm and all that, like just little chrome accents here and there. And you just painted him black and put the little night vision goggles on him, and boom, you had a new guy. Then I took this dude. This isn't actually a Night Force figure. It was Night Force Shockwave, but I threw Snake Eyes' sword on his back, put a beret on his head, and gave him some goggles to make him, just a sort of little bit of a new character, because I already have Shockwave and I don't want two Shockwaves on the shelf. So I just kit bashed him into a new Joe.
Crazy.
There he is.
Word.
Oh, well, Airborne. We had Airborne. Airborne came out, and then they gave us this 60th anniversary dude. Out of they just literally they just put Airborne's body, put some new paint on him, painted his face, and called it a new figure. The 60th anniversary. I think it's the. I don't know which one. Paratrooper or some shit. But anyway, hooked him up with Tunnel Rat's backpack and chromed him in the fuck out.
Yeah, he looks crazy. Yeah. He definitely ready for the deployment. Some real craziness. He looks like he lives for the jumping out off the chopper and popping motherfuckers.
Yes,
He lives for that shit. He look like he dressed like this going to bed type shit. See, look,
he loves that shit.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Word.
Yeah, he's definitely into it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he's definitely tough.
And they made Blowtorch with like a goldish yellow and like a burgundy, and then he made all the circles on his uniform
black. Yeah, or something like that.
Silver. Yeah, silver. And I wanted him to look like the OG. OG Blowtorch, y'all. All you got to do is grab some paint. Now, this one obviously took a little bit more careful. You know, you got to be careful and put paint in the right places and everything, but it's really fun to turn around and look and see a real like 80s G.I. Joe in full 6-inch detail. And that's why I like to customize them into the 80s versions, because I think, you know, I wish that the figures we had in the 80s were 6-inch, you know, scale, because that would have just been so much cooler, because they look so much better. You can have so much more detail. A big letdown that we had was one of the big figures was Nemesis Enforcer. Everybody was excited about, everybody clamored for, and we finally got, and then pretty much everybody was disappointed right off with, especially with the wings and shit. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
They gave him these wings with like these long arm pieces. So it was like a long arm came out of here, and then a joint, and then this was attached on the end of that long arm. So imagine a long arm coming out, right? And then this wing here just attached to the end of that long arm. So no one understood what the fuck that was, or what creature that was supposed to be based on, or how that even made any sense. So but pretty much you're stuck with it. So I was like, fuck that, and I cut them shits off. I cut them off, tore them out, and then I took this piece here, ripped the guts out, modified the tip of these wings so that they would fit inside, and then I just sort of wedged them in, and then boom, now he looks just like the original OG version, with the wings that kind of just fit like just like this. Now, I know some people might say, oh, those wings are way too small to carry something this big. Well, yeah, sure, but again, the 80s toy, this is the scale the wings were.
Yeah.
You know, they were just that big.
Yeah.
So again, all I needed for that was a pair of pliers. Really nothing to it. Here's a Batman. I chromed the fuck out all beautifully.
Oh yeah, that's my man with the guns.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I still have mine.
Oh yeah, he's a keeper.
Yeah, that's the one I refuse to give up because you know
Uh-huh.
I like guns. So so when you got Batman mixed with some guns, you can't get rid of that shit. Hell.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And Two-Face is one of my favorite characters, and I really love the Batman the Animated Series version where he's black and white.
Yeah.
But I really also love the comic version with the green and everything. And so they had this. McFarlane put out this version here, but it was purple on one half, and the black side here is orange, bright orange,
Yeah.
which I just thought bright orange and purple, they're both kind of loud and wacky. Shouldn't one be more conservative?
Yeah.
So I painted it black, had to paint the tie black and everything. So now he's got this side is just, black and white tie, black and white suit. And then this side is all colorful and crazy. I chromed out his coin. I chromed out his pistol. I don't know what's up with the camera today, man. That lighting is terrible. I think maybe I got the light too close to it. Let me move that shit back. That's exactly what it was. All right.
Yeah, he crispy now. Word. Dope shit, bro.
You got zombie. There was a zombie Joker, but I really love this version of Joker. But McFarlane never put out this version of Joker. Normally, he just was like a zombie one. So I just painted his face, painted over the zombie shit. I swear to God, this camera's pissing me off. Hang on, what is this? I feel like there's something on the lens or something, bro. It's all fuzzy.
No, it's just the it's not fuzzy. It's just the zoom.
Ass. Shit is mad fucking blurry.
The Killing Joke. Yeah, it looks dope though.
There we go. There we go. And I painted his hair. You see the accents?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, point being is that all these figures, like when I did all these figures like that, it was like having a new figure. It was like getting a new figure. And so it's just a way to get a new figure without buying a new figure. That's kind of what we're all here to do. We're here to figure out how to have Christmas, how to go on with our lives and enjoy things without spending money with the corporate assholes. And one great way to do it is to make your own shit or customize something you already have or trade with someone who already has something that you need. Lots of different things. Barter, right?
Yeah. Because before there was money, there was bartering.
The barter system.
Yeah, that was the greatest system.
Original way to trade.
Yeah, the greatest and best system because one, you had to have something of value or you had to have a skill of value where you could trade in an exchange.
It was value for value, not a piece of paper that's worthless with a number on it for something that's valuable.
Exactly. So that was the greatest system because you can guarantee that someone will work their ass off to get what they want and vice versa. You know what I mean? I mean, it needs to, it can't go back to that, but it should go back to that. But we're too far along in technology. But that's the way to do it, man. Like, yo, I don't. If I have a skill you need, okay, I'll help you out. You have something I need, a skill or whatever, you help me out, and we both can walk away knowing that we depended on each other, and we can continue to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we bring other people into the fold. There was a time where you didn't have construction companies build houses. People
built their own shit.
Yeah, together.
Yeah,
okay, we're gonna form this little town. We're gonna build our houses. You know,
yeah.
You get 20 guys, they can build a whole town.
Well, no, but there was a time when fucking Pops built the crib.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Dad built that shit.
Yep.
Just by himself.
Yep. The shit, you know, he had all he needed was a horse or a mule to anchor shit up and bung bung back in the day. Or, you know, you did it the log cabin way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either or, it still was done. You know what I mean?
They still do today.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. People, I see online people building their own log cabins. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's becoming a thing again.
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers want it's all about
life.
Right. It's all about people wanting to be in control of their own life.
Yeah.
So you got to be off the grid. You can't be dependent on a motherfucker and be in control. That's two things that can't be at the same time.
Exactly.
If you're dependent on somebody, you're not in control. They are.
Yep.
If you depend on the power company for your electricity, if you depend on, you know, the works or whatever for your water, if you depend on, you know, everything that we depend on. So the only way to truly be free is to be off the grid. In other words, not dependent on the power grid or the, you know, the utilities and all that shit. Being outside of city limits and all that. Oh shit, Al Mega.
Al Mega face.
Baby Al Mega.
Baby Mega.
Baby Mega.
Yeah, but you know, and then back in the day, I mean, they did a whole lot to contaminate water wells and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, those were vital because you had running rivers and streams that was unpolluted. You could build a house near the stream. You can. I mean, it was just so much, man. That I mean, progress also causes regress. You know, in something. You made progress in something else, but regress in another. So I think with technology, progress in technology, we regress in social common sense,
right?
And social
ability. We regressed in our abilities to fucking
social value
of ourselves.
Yeah, man. Like shit.
Well, we depend on, you know, you know, the government to do certain shit. Most people don't know how to tap their own well. Most people don't know how to grow food. Most people don't have any idea how to raise livestock.
Or much less try to. Because remember, the first people that did all that stuff, they didn't know out the gate. They had to by trial and error.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then once they got it, they passed that down.
That knowledge was passed on from generation to generation in that farm or whatever, but it was hella farms that didn't know about that farm and they had to figure it out on their own too.
Yeah. So everybody had the way of doing their thing. There's different methods and all that, man. I mean,
but you know, they've made it so that it would now cost us a bunch of money to have to go out and try to be self-sufficient. Because you need money to go get land and then, you know, to buy all the equipment to make a well and all that shit. Like, it's not cheap.
Right.
So they made it where now you can't just be a fucking pioneer woodsman.
Yeah.
Because they don't want that. Because if you do that, if you live on your own, then you're not feeding their machine.
Yeah.
Right. So you know, this is all just a microcosm way of doing all that without going to that full extreme.
Mhm.
Bro, it's not that fucking hard to not buy a bunch of Christmas shit and Thanksgiving shit and you know, it's really not that hard, guys. And I know a lot of people are really struggling with this fucking boycott. It's like,
Yeah, and people is
you don't have the money anyway. It shouldn't be hard for you to fucking make this choice. You're
and then
broke.
on top of that, why would you stress about getting gifts for people that you see you're supposed to see all year?
Right.
Like, I see you every other day or whatever. Why am I stressing about getting you a gift?
Right.
Man, it don't make sense to me. It don't. It
doesn't.
don't.
It's all made up.
You know, we used to be, oh man, I can't buy this. I can't buy this game for my son for Christmas. He's going to think of me this way or whatever. What type of dumb shit is that? That's dumb thinking. That's a dumb thought. I mean,
but we've all done it because they made us that way. They made us think that way. It's not like we just
until we got into a certain age where we're like, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain point where that fuck it comes into play, and it is the most freeing thing in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That comes with age. That comes with age, man. That fuck it grows. You know what I'm saying? When you're younger, you all about the fuck. But to fuck it is a whole nother game. It's a whole nother game.
Right.
Somebody comes to you, man, fuck it. And then you move on. It's just like there's no other thought after that. Man, fuck it. I ain't got time for this shit. You know?
And a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people might have a lot of guys. You're gonna have issues with the wife, the mom. She's gonna not want to do this, and you have to understand it's because of her maternal instinct, her instinct to nest and to nurture.
Well, it's
because she's been made to believe that this is part of nesting, is part of creating a good home, and like you have to keep up with the Joneses, and she's gonna be, well, if we don't do that, honey, what are the Joneses gonna think of us? What is such and such gonna think of me and all this? And let's like,
and I don't. Excuse me for cutting you off.
No, you go ahead.
I don't think it's about nesting. I think because women are receivers, so they're always in the mood to be given something, no matter what. You give them chocolate, they love it. You give them a bracelet, you give them.
I'm not talking about them not wanting to get gifts.
No. I'm saying what goes into the mentality of putting doubt into a boycott in their mind, because they're always there to receive. That's what a woman does. That's her.
No, a woman is a giver, though. A woman is a giver.
No. Look, a woman gives to a child, but she receives from a man.
Right.
So they're already to receive from a man so they can give to the child or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But even when you're courting and dating them, they love when you give them stuff. So so it's like the shit is that's what they programmed to do. So when you tell them to boycott, you mean I can't get stuff? I can't be given stuff? What type of shit is that? So that's where the resistance will come in. Where men, we have to earn. Nobody's giving us shit.
Well, that's one place. Yes, some women, some selfish broads will definitely give you pushback for that reason.
Yeah.
So there's that too. But I was talking about more about the cool women, the women that are not selfish gold diggers. I'm talking about women that, you know, mothering, nurturing, caring women who are really more concerned with really their pushback. I'm talking about the ones that their problem is mainly with the kids and what the neighbors will think and what my kids are going to think, and I got to do this for my kids and blah blah blah. And you just have to let them understand like that this is not taking away from your kids. You're not being a bad mom. This isn't you're not neglecting your kids in any way by doing this. In fact, you're giving them something of substance. It's not a material thing. It's something they will carry with them for the rest of their lives. They'll always remember this Christmas. They'll remember when mommy and daddy stood for something.
Yeah. And when mommy and daddy paid more attention to everything, because now nobody's in their iPads iPads, iPhones.
Right.
Nobody into their gifts or huddled off. Nah, we coming together. Let's play some Monopoly.
Play a game together.
Yeah, let's play some Uno, some Monopoly. Let's pass the time because believe it or not, once that Christmas day has passed,
It's
nobody
over.
gives a fuck.
No one cares.
It's crazy.
All
All that
garbage.
shit vanishes. The spell has been lifted. The spell is lifted.
Yes.
Literally.
Like literally, like when I was a little kid, when I was really enthralled by the whole spell of it all, at that next day when it was just gone, I'd be like, it's just gone. Like that's just weird. Like and it sucked. And I was like, man, now I gotta wait a whole year for that shit again.
Yeah, it's like a dopamine fix that just got
dopamine fix.
That's it. It's gone now.
Yeah, but you got to teach your kids like this is not the way to get your fix. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, the way to get your fix is to and most kids, and especially like I said before, like when real little kids, if they're real little, they would prefer an activity. They would prefer doing something with their parents over a toy. They're gonna get more out of that anyway. And plus, if you do give them something, you can give them something and tell them it's whatever the fuck from planet whatever, and they're gonna love it. And it could be something you got out of the garage. Like I'm just saying, like, you know, you can be very creative, man. And again, no one's telling you to change your whole lifestyle. We're just talking about a day here, like a holiday. And in my opinion, I think it should be all holidays. This whole year, we should have fucking not ever spent a penny all fucking year, but we can at least do it for the next few holidays. But at least Thanksgiving, Christmas, man, New Year's, you know, next year we'll talk about next year. But if we show them, if we do this, if everybody, you know, follows through, and as many people that are saying they will do, and more people that haven't said anything, you know, come aboard and all that, like if we can make this happen. You know, I think about the fucking Jimmy Kimmel, man, and Disney losing $6 billion over people just being mad that Jimmy Kimmel got fired, and so they canceled their Disney Plus subscriptions and their Disneyland vacations and their Disney cruises and all this shit. And this is just Jimmy Kimmel fans. Not a huge, and not only just Jimmy Kimmel fans, also people that are like down with like free speech and all that. Like people had, you know, their reasons, but. For that little amount of time, for people just to take a stand just on one company and that company to lose billions of dollars. Imagine what this will do to the whole country if we do all the companies that depend on this Christmas for basically half of their yearly fucking revenue.
Wow. Word. That'll definitely be something big. They'll take note, and then they'll have to adjust according to what we want them to adjust to.
That's it.
Or their companies just go under. Oh, well. There'll be other companies, and they'll learn a lesson from the old companies. Oh, remember when Hasbro was taken down by a mass of people who were collectors, and they said that we're tired of these prices going up and shit like that? Yeah, and they canceled Christmas. A lot of companies lost their whole thing over that Christmas thing, man. When we form this company, we can't be doing that. We gotta listen to our people who buy our products. We gotta make sure everything, you know what I'm saying? And then the government's like, yo, you know, we ain't getting kickbacks like we used to, because you remember when we were getting kickbacks and ignoring the people, you know what happened? A few motherfuckers fell. Oh, we can't have that shit again. We gotta listen to the people. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it can be done. It can be done. It's just when people think it's impossible, they're casting down. When you cast out, you'll never do it. Just try it. Try to see it if it does. And then you'll be surprised, like, yo, I didn't know we had the power like that. We all formed Voltron and fucked them up.
I mean,
hold up. Yeah, just try it. Just to start some shit. Like, yo, if you ever felt like being petty, now's the time to be fucking petty.
Yes.
Straight off. Like, all right, fuck it. Christmas cancel. I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Just to see. Just to host on to some money.
Right.
For a certain amount of time or whatever. Just to hold back on that day alone. To what on Black Friday. Just don't do nothing on Black Friday. Just go to sleep. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, man. I'm gonna sleep this shit out. and then you'll see the dramatic news reports that go crazy. Yeah, stocks are down. Store closings. It's a rash of craziness because they didn't do what the people asked them. The government is panicking because all the companies are going to them. Oh, they about to open the government back up because Wall Street said they better open up. Yeah, shit is getting hectic. You see what I'm saying? Then you're gonna have motherfuckers on podiums stuttering in every hall of government. They're gonna be stuttering their ass off like, oh yeah. Your job is now in jeopardy. You don't do what we tell you, your job is in jeopardy because we pay you. You don't pay us.
Exactly.
Word up. And that'll be a beautiful thing, man. You know what I mean?
As toy collectors, how do we fit into this? Do we affect the market enough to matter? Will you buy less for your collection in support of the boycott?
I've been boycotting since I sold all my action figures, all my 6-inch action figures. Most of them, I say 99.9% of them I sold. I kept only 2 Batmans. That's the Batman with the guns. And then I also kept Bruce Wayne's father, because he had the guns. Thomas Wayne. I kept those 2 figures. I kept the Incredible Hulk they made, not this newer one, but the one by Select, Marvel, Select or whatever.
Oh, right.
And I kept the old school Spider-Man. That was it. That's my thing right there. That's the only thing I'm keeping.
Yeah.
Of course, I got G.I. Joe. I sold all of my classifieds except for the tracker, the jungle tracker with the dreads. I kept him because I like that figure. That was it. That's it. That's all I have of 6 to 7 inch figures. I
don't even have that figure, the jungle tracker, because he wasn't a Joe. He wasn't a made up. He wasn't a figure from the 80s, but I really do like him.
Yeah,
I know.
25th.
I still might get him. Oh, he's a 25th?
Yeah. He was in the 25th anniversary. Now, if I can, because see, the 25th anniversary one costs around like $75 to $80. Now, if I get my hands on that 25th anniversary one, because I'm collecting the Pursuit of Cobra. He's part of the Pursuit of Cobra line, so I have those on card.
Yeah.
So I'm collecting those because the detail, and that's where Lenny and them draw their designs from.
Right.
So if I get him on the 85 at 85 or a little bit less, if I get him on card, I'll give you the classifieds version.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah. You won't have to worry about that because then I'll have the original one on card. Then I'll be the classified version because there's no real reason for me to have a 6-inch action figure anyway. Really,
right? Because you pretty much, you consolidate it all to 375.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Hi-Ya toys 4-inch ones that look like mini classifieds?
I had the Hi-Ya RoboCop and the Judge Dredd. I never opened them. And I just recently made a trade with my big bro over with some G.I. Joes for some G.I. Joes. But I think they're dope detail wise, but the parts are very fragile. Like they got a lot of different articulating components,
right? And they break a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I want to go with the surefire bet. You know what I'm saying? They're cool, but I'll let them stay in their range where they're at. Plus the price point, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive.
Yeah. I mean, they're good on the detail, but
they're great. They look great.
Yeah, durability, they suck.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, that's good to know because I'm glad because I'm not going to bother. Another thing is those Mondo figures, the really big Mondos. Apparently, those break real easy. So,
yeah, there's a lot of them.
They're like 250 and up. They're 250 and up. Those figures. Each.
My personal thing with that, if I'm going to go that big, I might as well go the statue route.
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
if
saying?
you're gonna start spending 250, you might as well go the statue route.
Yeah.
Because you can get a nice statue for 250 about that size too, and it's gonna have way better detail. It's not gonna break. It's gonna look way better.
Yeah, and you can.
But yeah,
Yeah, but Mondo, they've been doing some dope designs, but the durability is questionable.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want the sure thing. So I stick to what I know. You know.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to painting figures, if you're wondering what's the best stuff to use on your action figures, right? Do you want to just go and just like what kind of paint, right? You know, so you don't fuck them up. You can do two things. Let me see. I use these and I use something else I'll show you in a sec. But these are like mini miniatures. They're warp they call them war paints, and they're
the stuff that our grandfathers used to use on that model soldiers and stuff.
Yeah, but and today they use them on like miniature like Dungeons and Dragons games or like little game. They have tabletop games and they're miniature figures that they paint.
Yeah, my brother, he just bought some paints today. Quite frankly, they used it in Warhammer.
That's what I'm saying. Warhammer, those miniatures. See this guy right here, this little
miniature. He's from Warhammer. Yeah, my brother used those paints for his 1/6 action figures, his customs that he does.
Exactly.
Custom. He used that paint.
Yeah, and these are so yeah. There's the World War II paints and shit. But these are expensive, right? So this little bottle of paint, like for this little bottle, here's like a little bit of a bigger one. Let's see, here's the same brand right here, $10 for a bottle, just a little bit bigger than this bottle. But here's a whole fucking. Yeah, there you go. You see a little figure he's painting with it. Here's a little wizard and shit.
Yeah.
Little guys, little miniatures. But some of them get really detailed, like all that. Look at that.
Yeah, the wash and everything.
Right. And all the tiny details. But this paint, it's good for plastic, so it's good for these action figures too. You can buy big kits of it. I mean, here's a couple packs. Like here's that's a bunch of shades of blue. I'd get a multi-pack if I were you. Like here's a pack, but it's like these are all browns and greens, so you don't want to get that because you're gonna
unless you're doing
browns and greens. Well, unless you're doing something specific, right? But if you're just looking for like a set of paint to do random shit, something like this where you're getting a bunch of primary colors. Because what you can do is you can mix these.
Yeah,
you can mix all these colors to make all these various shades and all these weird like shades. Like this one box of paint, like you can take one bottle of green, one bottle of brown, and you can probably make all this with different mixtures of it, different amounts of each, shit like that. So yeah, do that. But then there's this. All these paints you can get a much cheaper version. Let me see if. Look at these.
Oh yeah, you can find them at Walmart.
Walmart has these. They're $1 a bottle. Right?
Yeah, I got a ton of
them.
2-pack
for $1.16. Right. Now the only difference is that the paint is much thicker.
Yeah.
The paint that comes out of here is more thin, it's more liquidy.
Right back.
But it's the same paint. It just has an additive in it. This has an additive in it that turns these Apple paints, these dollar paints, into these $10 paints. And it's just this little clear liquid. And you pour it in, you mix it with this paint, and you will make this. So you can buy this cheap Walmart Apple Barrel paint and make high expensive fucking little miniature figure paint. Just the same exact shit, right? I unfortunately forgot what this shit was called, but you can get it at the model store, right? Any store that sells these little paints, they sell the it's a liquid thinner. It's like a thinner, but you can use it to thin out the apple paints to make them into these miniature paints. And so that's what you do. That's what you
It's
do.
like a reducer. Yep.
It's like a reducer, right? It makes it thinner, it thins it out, makes it more liquidy so that you can spread it better and it doesn't clump and stuff like that. Because you don't want to just use the apple paints from Walmart. Like you don't want to just use these as is, unless you're really skilled or you're gonna like be real careful and shit like that. But like if you're just starting out, you probably want to use the model paints. Yet the model paints are expensive, so that's the solution. You buy the apple paints, you buy the little liquid of the bottle of shit at the hobby store, and boom, you now have tons of model paint.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really all you need is those liquid chrome and those model paints, and you can take a bunch of your figures and turn them into and an X-Acto knife, little razor.
Yeah.
There's also
Those grooves. Yeah.
carve shit off, remove certain vests or whatever, or like I did with Crystal Ball here, cut his mullet off. I cut the trench coat off. Like that's really a good piece. But I mean, they're cheap. They're next to nothing. So yeah, man,
Word.
it's a good way to support the movement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I don't know if like just us collecting toys would change the world if we just, stopped collecting toys for a month or a day or whatever. It really wouldn't really work out that way. So personally, I don't think as a collector that we really affect this too much. I don't think we have to stop collecting.
Well, I think as collectors, I think we would affect it due to the fact that we buy so much other things other than what we collect. Because we us being most of us being men, there's women that collect too, but we buy a lot for our families. And if we say, hey, we're just going to take this time to time out, readjust, and understand and reflect instead of purchase, set the example, then we can move forward better. I think that would affect more. So the next time the holidays come around, motherfuckers is shaking in their boots in those corporate offices. What did we do wrong this year that it might set these motherfuckers off?
Bro, people don't understand what this could do for us.
Yeah.
You don't get it. And I see like a lot of ignorant motherfuckers that are like clowning this whole movement and like, oh, these fucking idiots. You're a moron, dude. You're fucking clueless, bro. You're a waste of fucking skin, dude.
Well, I wouldn't say that for those
because you're just clueless. You don't get it.
No, I wouldn't. They get it. They know, but what they are people who have nothing else going on but that. You see what I'm saying? They have no other outlet or way of thinking, so they resort to what's safe for them and what has been safe for their lives.
It's all they know.
Yeah, so if you change it, that makes them uncomfortable. That makes them feel less than, when in factual, it will give them more power and self-worth to
feel
do
bad
something like this, to show that you have the ability to control yourself, the ability to dictate how you want to move in your life without
willpower
dictating for you.
Yes, little willpower.
Yeah. Once you show that's a show of power. That's a show of power. Like you can, like I used to say this to, and I'm this type of guy, even before I met my wife. Most of the girlfriends I dated and stuff, they're like, "Oh, are you dependable, or you're what you call it? You won't cheat?" No, I say if you're with me and I'm with you, you could put me in a room full of naked women I won't budge at one second because I'm that thorough.
Mhm.
It wouldn't bother me 1 second. No one can bend my will. Once I am focused on the thing and I put my word to it, there's no
Right.
way to bend me. You can't do
Right.
it. It's
Right.
impossible. You know what I'm
Impossible.
saying? So that's how I am with most things. If I say, yo, and I'm dead center on it, I'm like, yo, I'm not doing this shit, period. And I'm dead set on it, there's no way you can budge me. There's no way you can turn me. That's just what it is. And I think having that ability would do a lot of people justice in their lives. Sometimes you got to say no. There's nothing wrong with saying no. I won't do it. That's the most beautiful word on the planet is no, especially the corporation. You just want to get in. Greatest word in history. No. Because one, it shows that you have control over your thoughts and yourself. No is a powerful word. Yes,
Exactly.
it's a weak word. Because you're always saying
Super weak.
yes. People take that as a weakness, sign of weakness.
Yeah.
But if you say no, now they got to sit back like, oh, I can't pull nothing off for this person because he just
Right.
told me no.
Right. You stood on business.
Exactly.
So, you know, yeah, I mean, that's another thing right there. Yeah. I mean, yeah, have the willpower to change the, I mean, listen, man, I'm telling you guys, like, people don't understand how much this would affect everything. If we really just shut that shit down,
Mhm.
they would be running scared, bro.
Word. Exactly. Imagine, like, even back in the day when we was growing up, just say no. That was a powerful statement back then. And it
Yeah.
helped a lot of us growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say no.
Yep. Yeah.
A real big thing. And I
Yeah.
think if we go back into our history as far as our Gen X history and stuff, we
Mhm.
should bring that. We have to bring that back. Just say no. No.
Dare, remember Dare?
Yeah.
We had Dare.
We had all that stuff, man. And it helped us a ton. More than we would like to admit, it helped us.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I mean, yeah, it definitely like made us
That's
smarter.
why
and
we are the
more-
way we are. When people say, "Yeah, them Gen X's, they're just stubborn people. They're quick to tell you no and get the fuck up out of here." Yeah, we were taught. Hey, we
Just
had
say
that
no.
option. Yeah, we can say no. So I think that's what need to be utilized in this instance, just to see and prove a point, because a point has to be proven. And once you do that, then you can move on to other things. You can say no to a whole lot of things. You can go into your ballot box. You could, matter of fact, you can oust a sitting anybody sitting. You can oust them out of their position because you don't feel they're governing correctly. You can oust them out literally. There's nothing that you can't.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like right now, people are, worried about this guy or whatever, man. Listen, just fucking vote it out. That's it. Everybody, I mean, they have, there's a way that we can eventually just, get them out of here. You know what I mean? Like it is supposed to be, our vote, we're supposed to be, the people that, it's a democracy. So we're supposed to be ones that are choosing our leaders. It's not supposed to be our leader telling us what time it is. We're supposed to be telling our leaders, right, we're putting you in position basically to work for us.
Exactly.
We want you to do some shit we need done. Not we're putting you in position so you can fuck us over and tell us what time it is.
No, we tell you what time it is. So you go to your local constituents or whatever, your representative, and you press upon that local representative. Yo, we don't like the way he's moving. He needs to get out of here. And y'all need to push him out and get him out, or you're going to get out.
Right. And you're going to do this or else.
And tell the guy above you, this is what's going to happen to him if he don't do it. That's all people got to do. If they don't like this dude doing what they do, just go to your local and work your way up. it gets to the governorship, and then the governor's got to speak to the what you call it, the representatives and stuff like that. They'll get the gist because it's either your job or his. And 9 times out of 10, these motherfuckers don't want to lose their job. So the one at the high top, the man, the high man on the totem pole, we don't like this motherfucker. Y'all either get him out or we gonna get y'all out, and it's gonna be a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? So it can work. It's just people gotta have the balls, the courage, and the additive of saying fuck it and do it.
Right.
Yeah, that's all you need, man. And I guarantee you, you know, and they like to put people in position of, oh, this is the leader of this party talking for on the behalf of the people. Nah.
Right.
This time the people got to talk as the people, not one individual, because they like to put everybody in a one individual. Well, he speaks for everybody. No, we all speak as one. We don't speak individual through one person, because you can that person or do whatever to that or compromise that person, and now everyone's gonna feel defeated. No, if you cut off, we're supposed to be like multiple hydras. You cut off one head, 2 more form. That's how the American people gotta go at the government. Plus, we appointed these motherfuckers.
Yes,
we appointed these
exactly. We appointed them. We can vote them in. We can vote them out.
We can vote them in, vote them out, or the other. We can go
or the other. We can go to other. We can go to other.
Come on.
The easy way.
If you want to make America great again, and he's talking about going back, way back, yeah, we can go back when motherfuckers stormed the White House and took a motherfucker out of the White House.
Yep.
Come on, let's make that great again. Getting these motherfuckers physically out. Let's make that great again. They don't want that shit. Word up.
They damn sure don't want it.
They don't want it. So they got to do right. And you got to force them. And make an example. While you're forcing them, we're going to make an example. And I think there's different avenues to do it. It's just, you just can't let the movement die like that in a way, whereas you got somebody that'll compromise after. No, you got to be extreme because they're extreme. Simple as that. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
right? Exactly. They are extreme. They are extreme. They are taking away food from the mouths of millions of children. That is fucking extreme.
Yeah.
So,
while keeping not even just only children, just
not that
people who worked for this shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen. You can say what you want about adults, but kids are fucking innocent. They have no way to defend for themselves. Exactly. So, you know, these programs like Food, SNAP, and WIC and all that, like, literally, you don't understand. Like, that's how they eat. Without that, they don't eat.
Exactly.
Who's what? What do you?
Mm-hmm. And not for nothing. They keep putting this face of black folks as the welfare recipient. No, we're only 13% of the population. And even within that population, there's a certain amount that get that shit.
Right. I mean,
what happened to the other population?
All those programs, man, it's more white people on them programs than black people. It's more white. And all that stuff was invented for white people. So
now how they gonna drum this up? So the onus mostly on white folks. They're like, yo, y'all got the power too. Stop thinking that your government, just because the skin color of the government is the same skin color you got, they're working for your best interest. They're not. They're working for the interest of the fucking corporation. The corporation money. Views everybody as what? Pawns to be used. Whether you're white, whether you're Chinese, Hispanic, black, other purple, maroon, whatever the fuck you are, color-wise. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. Corporations don't care. Don't you know corporations are classified as humans as well in the government? They're classified as humans. The corporation. So how they're not? They don't give a fuck because they're getting the subsidies. They're making the moves. You're just looked up as fuel. You're just looked at as fuel. That's it. Once they use you, you're thrown away. Understand.
You're a product, and your value is in what you consume.
Consuming what you can waste.
Yeah.
As far as yeah.
But the moral of the story is, you know what I'm saying? Our power is in our ability to stop consuming, right?
Yep.
They can use us and utilize us, and we are their product as long as we're consuming. As soon as you take your own willpower and your own ability to just not do something, you've taken it all away from them. And then you've taken the control. So now we run things again, as we have always. That's what making America great again should mean, is putting it back into the hands of the people.
Yeah.
Which it hasn't been since colonial times, way back. So like when I'm talking when
it's the first revolt, 1776, I believe.
Right.
Or even a little bit before that.
Right, John Adams and all them dudes. Those were the only real fucking revolutionaries and patriots and Americans, and like everything today goes against and contradicts everything that them dudes stood for. All the shit that they were about is the opposite of what the current regime is doing. So understand that if you support this shit, you are anti-American.
Facts. And then if y'all want to get biblical, Jesus was flipping tables. He was going against governments. He was going against those who would mismanage. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely for the people and the average motherfucker and the citizens and the regular folks, the poor people. You know, if you're rich, if you're wealthy, you know, great. You know, I'm happy for you, but don't think that gives you value or makes you better than someone else.
Exactly. He wasn't playing that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So think about it. Just, you know, people got to think about it, and it's basic to even, you just see the problem, you know how to handle it, just do it.
Exactly.
Don't fear nothing, because at this point, what do you got to lose? Just like he said it. At this point, what you got to lose? It's the same thing. What do we got to lose? What, we miss a Christmas?
At this point. Yeah. Right.
It's just another day. The day after Christmas, what are you doing? Worrying about how to pay the bills you done, and the money you done forked over for Christmas. You're worried about how to. Come on, in that cycle, you're gonna spend over thousands of dollars for one day, and then be in debt, trying to get out, waiting for your income tax to come, so you can get even again. Get out of here.
I'm done with that shit.
Stack your bread. Stack
that shit is over.
Yeah, man.
And with that, our show is over too.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, we had a good one though. It's been a little over 3 hours, but it's Saturday night, so we doing our thing. But we do this every Saturday night. We always here every weekend. We do this every Wednesday night as well, always starting around 7 p.m. So if you enjoyed the show, hit the like button, subscribe, and come back here next Wednesday. We'll be chopping it up on a new topic. And you never know who's going to pop in and show up, or what we're going to show off, and what's going to happen. So,
facts.
I mean, Raw Talk as always. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Coming through. It's been a good one. Yeah. And thank you for all in the comments. Peace to everybody. Have a good night. And remember what we always tell you.
Be water, my friend.